Hey everyone, welcome to another Hangout with Entrepreneur. How's everyone doing tonight?
Don't touch anything. Trust me.
Let me,
You
since
wanna
Matt's
first take
chatting
off?
in the background, let's bring him in anyway. Hey Matt,
Hey,
howdy guy. Hi Louise.
Hello.
So we don't have Jerry tonight with us because Jerry said he's going to be busy prepping for cooking tomorrow. I'm sure he's probably listening out. So everyone say hi to Jerry, even though he's
Hey,
not on
Jerry.
stream. He's actually out there. He's
we're
busy.
coming for dinner tomorrow.
Yeah, we're all coming to Jerry's house for dinner tomorrow.
That'd be good.
And let's see who's out there. Hey Stephen, how are you? And we have Stephen, we have Kieran. Kieran, how are you? Are you working today, like as in at home or working in the office today? Hey Audra, how is you doing? Thomas, Maker Viking. Hey,
Hey,
let's see. That's Kieran saying hi to Thomas. Kieran saying hi. Hey non-fam, how are you? RCCNC. How's life? Let's see who else out there. There's Kieran saying hi to everybody. Some places don't celebrate. That is correct. The US celebrates Thanksgiving. And I believe Canada celebrates it, but it's a different time. They don't do it at the same time as the US.
Kieran, you forgot her name. How dare you?
If you got her name, I haven't got down that far yet.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Kieran saying hi. We have Sergio. Hey Sergio, how are you? And we have non-fam saying hi to everybody. RCNC, Audra. Let's see. I don't even think about that, Kieran. Yeah, a lot of places don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we do.
It was a new holiday for me when I came to the States because I never knew about it. Like I've heard of it, but we don't celebrate it in Ireland either. Oh, you had some investors today. That's very cool. RC, SPC 3D. Hey, how are you? Non-fam saying hi to non-fam, saying hi to Sergio. Matt and Mrs. Matt. That's funny.
Yeah,
You're in the office today. You need to change your office day from a Thursday morning to a Wednesday morning or something like that, or a Friday morning. That way then you can be on here with us.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, how are you? Hey, John. Let's see who else is out there.
Oh,
Everyone doing
Llama.
good. Everyone doing good. Carl Fenton. Hey, Carl, how are you? You're up late, just like Matt and Louise.
Carl
It
Fenton.
says, okay, Louise.
Hey, Llama.
This is Louise.
I'm going to post a link in 1 second. So, guys, here's the link. If you want to pop in and say hi and chat, please just mute your YouTube before you do, and before you pop in. Right, so you're welcome to do it. So let's see what's happening out there. So, how's everyone doing?
Matt's wondering why Kieran said he's Mrs. Louise now.
He didn't realize he is.
You know, it
That's
says,
your official
okay,
title
Louise,
now.
no, it's Mrs.
That's
Louise.
your official title now, Mrs. Louise. Hey, Breakhor, how are you? You're at work, Justin, as always. I know. But yeah. So you have to say tactile 3D pictures. Mrs. Louise is what you have to change it. Matt German, you're no longer Matt German anymore.
Nope.
Or wait, is it Matt German or Matt Germain?
I know we've also had Matt Gurman.
Matt Gurman, I didn't hear. Yeah, that's another a variation of it. Let's see. Just waiting on my next video to render. You're doing the same this time last week as well, if I remember correctly. Very proud, Miss Louise.
I want a divorce.
Yeah, I like a new logo. That's very nice.
Sorry.
So, guys, if you want to come in, the link I just posted it. If you want to come in and join the conversation, I have not been printing. I've been printing a little bit on that new printer that I unboxed last weekend. Not an awful lot, but I've been doing some printing on it, and it prints nice. The print quality is. I think I showed it to you on Jerry's stream the weekend. I think, but the print quality is really good. So it prints really nice.
I actually look at the same file to print.
Yeah, it is a common one to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it prints really well.
I have two of them. One of them's hollow, the other one's solid. Although I'm
Cool.
struggling to get them to focus.
Now, white filament will always show up bad on camera. Always.
Really. I've
Yeah,
not let
it's
them buy
just-
me any white.
That's why I use other materials when I try to use other materials unless a printer comes with white, because it allows you to show detail that you
That's
won't see
detail.
otherwise.
My
That
new
looks really
fil-
nice. Yeah,
my new
that's
filament
showing
is-
up really nice
Look
because
at
there's
the
a lot of
power.
depth in it. Yeah, that looks really good.
My
Wow.
new filament is purple and blue and silver. No white.
Compared to my last print, what I had to stop a third time, and I'm not going to print this anymore. I think there's something wrong with the STL file after.
Oh, don't blame the file, blame the user.
I think it's you being
I'm not sure.
darling.
What
I
they
think
say-
it's
You know,
you
they
being
always
a
say a
train wreck.
bad workman always blames the tools. Come on now, guys.
It's you being a train wreck as well as printing one.
So right here, you guys can see this is a Christmas village, and right there,
The train fell
yeah,
off.
The train fell off the tracks.
and the trees didn't print at all. So, oh well. And I just had a perfect thing to put in with where it is now. Here. See? One of those slides, and then slide them underneath in the box and have it lit. That's what my idea was, because
That's right, Llama. That's right.
Liam says filament, white sucks. So it must
And as far as that's true. And anything to do and the solution to everything is blue tape. Is that right, Llama?
yeah, we did everything. I mean, this one came out really nice.
Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah.
I mean, this
They
is brand new,
iterate.
brand new settings. What I've been using, and no stringing. I'm really proud of it. I mean, it took me a long time to get no strings at all. So, and it deposits perfectly
A longer video.
everywhere. I mean, look how fine this is. The tip, and and that.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Yeah, getting your attraction and temperature settings right makes a
Yeah.
big difference.
Mhm.
I wonder how it's going to work on a lithophane, but
That is, Kieran. That's the solution. If it's white and it doesn't come up well on camera, spray it gray with gray paint. It looks fantastic on camera.
And a grey primer.
yeah, all right.
Blue tape, duct tape. Yeah, a laptop heating pad. Well, yeah. You mean when you have a laptop in your legs, all it does is warm your legs. Yeah. So yeah, you're right, Llama. If you spray it gray, that's the answer to everything. Everything looks good when you spray it gray.
I don't know.
It does. Especially when you use filler primer, it hides everything.
Now you see, Matt just likes to think he's all white.
No, you're not all white.
A little bit stringing on that one, but that was mostly on the overhangs.
Yeah, you
Well,
need to
I
have
have
support in
support,
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no support at all. I printed.
Yeah,
without
that
support.
well, if you're going at the right speed, if your speed, you can do really long overhangs if your cooling is high enough and you're moving slow enough. It will cool as it comes out of the nozzle and will make a straight line. But normal print speeds will have to be slowed way down to do that. Matt's got a fishy.
He's got two. I think they'll make
Yeah.
great earrings.
Matt, something smells fishy.
Here you go, baby.
No, you want to wear them, don't you?
No, I think Matt should wear them as earrings. No, Matt should wear them as nose rings. And then you can go around saying something smells fishy.
There's something very fishy going on in here. I know that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, they look good though. They look nice and most of the prints are good. Yeah, nice.
People have like diamonds in the belly button. For one of those.
I want a divorce now. Look, you've killed Liam. You've killed him. You've killed him.
Matt, that's an image that'll haunt me for the rest of my life. Thinking of you with one of those.
I had to laugh. Make you guys laugh.
I need therapy after this.
And
One nose ring, one lip.
this was made on the 14th.
There's a good idea from Llama. A nose and a
One
lip
nose
ring,
and
one
one
of each,
chubby
which they
checker.
stack on top of each other. I sense a nautical term here, a nautical theme
Yeah,
here.
there's a bit of a
Fish
nautical theme.
and
Yeah.
octopus.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but I
So
thought anything
there's a link
watery, I
again,
guess.
guys. Anybody else wants to jump in? There's a link. But yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of printing, not an awful lot. I've been just been busy at work because it's a short week, and I had to try and get some stuff done. So my week has been compressed a little bit. So it's been a bit hard to spend time printing, but I'll do some work over this weekend. But now because it's a long weekend for us, so I'll do some work. I'll do some printing over the weekend. And I'll do. I have a laser to unbox on Saturday, so that'll be a fun Saturday morning. I think I can do a Saturday morning. I need to verify if it's Saturday morning or Sunday morning. But I have the laser already. I just need to check the family schedule to see when I can do it. I think I can do it this Saturday. So that's gonna be it, and that'll be a short stream because lasers are normal, and it's a smaller laser. It's like the one. It's similar to the one I did with for Sane Smart. You know, it's a pre already it's pretty much assembled. So this is like that. So I'll do that on probably Saturday.
You know what this is?
Yes, I have my parts are printed already.
Yeah, I have a problem with my nozzle. Basically, I think I've blown it out, and I stripped it out too. The nozzle, so
Okay.
I have to wait till tomorrow. My new
No,
nozzle.
not that one tripod. No, it's one from. Sorry, Jack, Matt. It's the one from um, another one from our tour. Hey Shane, how are you? So the focus one, even though I've recorded the unboxing of it, they asked me not to publish until they have machines in country, and they don't, and they're on a ship, so and they don't know when they're gonna get through customs and so on to be ready. So they've asked me to hold off a little bit on releasing the video of that. So I have a video. They told me in advance not to do it, so I recorded it as agreed, and then when it comes out, I will actually just publish the recording.
So as when they get a rush of orders, they can actually fulfill them.
Well, it's not only that though. Hey Thomas, how are you? But it's like they don't know when it's going to get here.
Yeah.
Oh, you ordered a fiber laser? I'm so jealous. I'd love to get a fiber laser. I don't have one, and I'd like to get my hands on one. I'll get there some point. Okay,
Anyway,
Shane. Go ahead.
thinking of the focus though, last time I snuck into the shows, I'd just finished putting it together. So
Yeah.
obviously since then I've been printing.
Cool. Oh yeah, you've been busy printing too.
Yeah, nice little stack of things. I started with two little owls,
Hey, Shane.
and because they came out so lovely, I decided they have to go on the top of our wedding cake. Although at times we're not sure whether they're going to go that way around or that way around.
I have a question to ask. Are you two guys twins because you're always on stream together?
I was getting my headset set up. What did you say?
I said, are both you and Shane twins because you always go on streams together?
Yeah,
No,
like the
we
movie,
hang
you
out.
know.
We hang
One
out
is
in the
Annie,
Discord.
one is
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time because you always pop up together everywhere. I see one of you. There's always the other.
So I was just giving Shane this whole spiel about this new toy we're getting at work, but I think you'll be really interested in it. Do you know what a laser tracker is in metrology?
Yeah.
So it's a machine with a laser pointer on a motorized head, and you've got a little ball that's got a special mirror in it, and it can track in 3D space where that ball goes, right?
Yeah.
So you need to measure something really huge, really accurately. You take that ball and you find your points with it.
Yeah.
We're getting one that has that. It has a probe on it, which is a little ruby tip probe at the end of a handheld that you can do the same with, but like you can get down in holes with it, because instead of a tooling ball that's, this big around, it's a wand with a probe up to 500 millimeters on it. So you could probe down and find the bottom of a hole in 3D space. That particular wand has a 3D scanner on it.
The probe does.
So
You can scan the inside of an
I
opening.
I can scan the whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying because there's a 3D scanner on the head
Right.
of the
Yeah.
probe, you can scan
And
the inside of an opening as well.
Right, like with this system, I can use the tooling ball, the 3D scanner, and the CMM probe all in the same data set.
Okay,
so I can accurately.
We need stuff scanned. We send it to you.
Well, this belongs to work, so it's like. And
yeah, work doesn't really need it. You do.
Also, it costs 2 times more than my house did. $100,000.
Well, no, I'm still not hearing a valid reason why you can't use it.
Huh?
I mean, more than likely, what's probably going to happen is the owner, because he's very, very less make money with this equipment, but he's also like very much like that's fun to play with.
That's good.
So I may have to 3D scan his Mercedes at some point, just to say we did. He's already talked about me wanting me to 3D scan the cup holder in his Mercedes, because he can't find a good phone mount to go in his cup holder.
Oh, hey, that's an insert. Yeah.
And he wants me to design and 3D print him one.
Okay. So it's for work.
Oh
right.
No, it's absolutely definitely for work. We will.
I know, but it's for the cup holder in his Mercedes, and it's for work.
Well, no, so we have jobs that we regularly do that require this type of laser tracker, where we need to measure a flat plane that's 180 foot long, accurate within 1,000th of an inch.
Mm.
And the only way you can do that is with a laser tracker. And we've had to hire a guy every time, and we've had to work around the guy's schedule. And now that we've got one, we train one of our guys to do it, and we don't have to, concern ourselves with this guy's schedule on whether or not we can take the job.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But it's got all the other fun stuff with it too. And it's also got, usually you have to have the little tooling ball in your hand the whole time you're scanning. They've got a motorized one that follows the tracker back. So you've got the tracker that tracks the tooling ball, but this rotates to follow it as well. And what that's used for is calibrating and monitoring CNC machines. So you stick this thing on a spindle, you send a bunch of G-code to do a series of movements all around, and then you go and look at the path that it took and compare the G-code to the data to see if your machine is running true or not.
And it would also be usable to map the outline of an object, so for your work surface and stuff as well.
I mean, just the possibilities with this thing are endless. It's insane, the stuff you can do with it.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to do a video of it, of using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honor to show us, but honor the auspice of a training video.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's good advertising as well. It's good marketing, saying you have that capability to show it to customers that you can do this stuff.
Yeah. For the most part, we have one customer. Like in general, we have one customer.
Okay.
That does like 80% of all of our work. To the point where the other day, we had some work coming back from them. That's kind of a quick turnaround, and I was telling the shop foreman, I'm like, hey, are you going to be ready to cut this stuff when it comes in? He's like, look, they're going to have to realize they're not our only customer. They may be our biggest one with the most money, but they're not our only customer. This guy's standing on a machine, right, working on a part. I'm like, who is that for? He's like, oh, this is for them. I point at the other machine and call out the other operator's name. I'm like, hey, who's that part for? He's like, it's for them. I'm like, what about that machine across the shop? He kind of leans over. He's like, well, they didn't give us the purchase order on that one, but it's going to them. So
Yeah,
You're telling me that you want me to tell our customer that they're going to have to wait
especially if it's a rush
in line
order.
behind
Well,
themselves.
the way you do it is you go say, "Look, we can do it, but
Well,
this,
it's a huge company, so
I
there's
know,
a bunch of different departments that
yeah.
do business with us.
I've
So it's
dealt with
like what?
automotive all my life, so I know what
Yeah,
it's like to deal with those
th-
companies that big.
this is a shipbuilder. So
So, yeah, they're similar, right? Because
yeah,
they're just high production and stuff is be there tomorrow, or there's problems, right? So I know how it works. Especially when you're dealing with JIT production, right? Like you probably are not dealing with JIT production, but in automotive you deal with JIT,
yeah.
and everything is just in time. Everything has to be made,
See,
processed.
we're a job shop, so
Yeah.
almost everything we do is one off. It's rare we do production.
Well,
So
yeah, but in automotive,
that's even worse because it's not like just in time. It's too late. You need to fix this for us. We're waiting
well,
on it.
yeah, but the other thing, but just in time is even worse. The reason why is with a JIT production environment, stuff like the order comes into the manufacturer. Let's say some of the automotive guys, they get an order for a car,
Hmm.
right? And that car has these specific um, seats and these specific radios or electronics or whatever else, right? Right? Whatever customization the person has done to it,
Right.
and the orders go out when the production starts for that vehicle, right? As soon as the bill of materials hits the top of the production line, which could be a week or two or even a month after the
They
order
need
was
it
placed.
then, and not a minute
Well,
earlier.
yeah. Well, the way it happens is as soon as it hits a certain stage of the production, they issue the order for the part to the manufacturer who makes that part. As soon as the guys get the order for that, they have to build that part, and they have to go start their production line for that part, go through their process, and when they're finished that process, it needs to go into a truck in a specific order.
Right.
Let's say it's seating. So the seats have to be in the truck in a specific order. So when they're taken off in a specific order, and as they're taken off, they're put onto a production line to go
Yep.
out to the production line, and the production line, when the car pulls up, the next thing to take off that rack is the right thing for that car. And for every 15 minutes they're down, they fine the manufacturers up to 100 grand for the first 15 minutes late, and another 10 or 20 grand for every 5 minutes late after that.
Yeah.
That's how JIT production works. So
It's funny because most of the stuff, I say most of the stuff, a fair portion of the stuff we get, by the time it gets to us, it's already late. You know what I
so
mean?
they need stuff now. Yeah. Yeah, but
But
JIT is hard because, like, I've had, well, not personally, but one of the company I was with, they had a plant burned down, right? So their JIT feed coming in from the manufacturer was gone. And what they were doing is the guys were on the end of a phone taking order. The guys had said, "Call my cell phone for your orders," and the guy was taking all the orders on cell phone and relaying it to another plant who was building it for them, and they were sending it in, and they didn't miss one beat. Everything was
that's
delivered
wild.
on time, even though the whole factory burned down.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the other thing too. It's like we can do stuff quick, but like when you compare to like volume production like that, it's not quick because unless it's something we've done in the past, we are responsible for coming up with how to manufacture it, with all the setup, all the tooling.
Yeah,
So
Probably
there's a
speaking
lot
more.
of
I
one-off
printed
stuff.
just the same layer.
yeah, that's different. So Louise shows more of your friends.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm going to put you full screen. Louise got did her first prints this week.
Oh, let
On
me
the-
just, let me, because I've got some more of Matt's prints from the focus in my hand, because you know the earrings he showed you earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Matt's
he's got
nose ring.
he's got the matching nose ring.
There it is. There's Matt's nose ring. Yeah,
Yeah, that one's just finished. That was what was stuck to the printer.
yeah.
looks
That should
good.
be on his. That should be a lip ring for Matt.
Lip ring.
A lip ring for Matt. Yeah, perfect. Hey, old curmudgeon, how are you? Oh, I like your logo, curmudgeon. OC3D.
Yeah. So anyway, I did the owls that I mentioned a few minutes ago, and they're probably going on the wedding cake. Oh, because they're PLA. Plus, they're going to have
Because it'll be a
between
hoot,
them and the
right?
cake.
It'll be a hoot.
Oh well, yeah. And of
No,
course,
man, that's a
you
bad
know,
joke. I know.
you can't be a 3D printer without having printed a benchy.
You know,
I'm-
I've been printing for years, and only recently, as I'd say in the last 12 months, have I printed a benchy. I never printed one before that.
Oh, you
I've
were
been
fraud
3D
before.
printing since 2014. I've never printed a benchy.
I just
Uh,
see them all over the place.
I've
I'm like,
done
I have
one
to print the
because I
benchy.
want just to show the way they interface. That if you print two benches, right, and
Yeah.
you put them on,
Yeah.
if you reverse them and put them upside down, they actually fit into each other. They actually lock together.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this! This is a lovely print.
It's a benchy or half a benchy.
That's the convertible version of the benchy. Yeah, no,
Somebody's
it's been long.
fishing.
Like I don't always like if there's a benchy on the SD card, I might print one, but I haven't. It's rare I do them. I think I've ever done maybe 5 ever, and most of those have been in the last 12 months.
Mhm. Anyway, then I think I did the pussycats. One of them's hollow, and the other one isn't. Is solid.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
quite surprised that-
white is not as like white is. I said earlier on, white is never good because it reflects so much light. It never comes across well on light. Yeah, there you go, Shane.
Yeah.
See,
I just used the filament that came with the printer. Matt kept offering me stuff, and I was like, no, I want to use what came with the printer first.
yeah, the stuff that comes with the printer is often not good.
Yeah. This actually the filament's been all right. It's just white.
Yep. See, yeah, they do click together. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you know you're dimensionally accurate.
And these are printed on different printers too, so.
Yeah, so that proves dimensional accuracy. Yeah.
You know, cutting to size doesn't count.
And people who don't worry about that say that term. Yeah.
Mhm. But then I printed Pikachu, but his supports meant that I broke his tail. So Matt tried to tell me to fix it with resin. That didn't work. So I used Superglue.
Resin should work, but Superglue is just as good.
Superglue worked. Resin
Yeah.
didn't. That's what matters.
Yep. Another owls.
Yeah, and
Dragon. Nice.
Yeah.
See, you need to spray it gray so people can see details.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Gray is the answer, man.
You need to paint it so people can see it.
Yeah, well, because white reflects so much light that it
Yeah.
actually it does get blinded out. So.
Send everything to Liam so he can spray paint it great and
Yeah.
send it back.
The cost of shipping, you could buy yourself a crate or a pallet load of paint at that price.
Probably a lifetime supply of it.
You know how much it costs to ship a printer from China to the US? I found out the price. It's about $500 or $600.
Wow.
Well, it
So-
depends on if it's slow boat or not.
Well, so that's different, yeah. But I mean, like if they want to get something to you, like to reviewers and so on, right?
Yeah.
For them to ship it from China to the US, so it gets here in about 7 to 10 days, right? That's going to be DHL. It's about somewhere between $500 and $700, depending on the weight.
That seems higher than, like, I looked at it recently and it was like $200 or something, $150.
No, because it's measured by weight and volume. It's not just weight; it's weight and volume.
I guess if it's a fully assembled big printer, then yeah, absolutely, I can
Yeah.
see that.
But yeah,
So
then
I was looking at
printed
printer
a little-
kits.
Oh, that's Shia LaBeouf, yeah,
Yeah, and a little heart
and a twisted heart.
vase thing.
Yeah.
Big enough for a couple of daisies, I think.
Yeah. The full enclosure. What I did, old curmudgeon, is for the enclosure for my resin. For my resin, but I'm also going to use it for my laser. And I want a diode laser inside the house. I can. I'm going to use I got a the large Creality um, enclosure, the printer enclosure. Like you can put the Ender 5 Plus inside this thing. It's huge, right? But I got the large enclosure, and it also could take the really large Ender 5 Max and stuff as well. And it's so big, but I can actually use that, and by attaching the fan to the back of it, an inline fan will create automatic negative pressure in there, so it works really well. Astro's Heartthrob. What? I don't understand that one. Okay. Yeah, 24 by 24. Yeah. So yeah, but if it's as long as you can enclose it and there's some air can get into the outside, as long as you have enough air draw, you can create negative pressure, and that should keep the fumes out. Show me your vase.
Ah, yes. Yeah, once I'd finished printing everything that was on the card that came with the focus, I printed that, the vase, and it's an urn with a lid. It's 250% of the size on where
Looks really good though.
which I can't remember where it was now.
Which filament is that?
It's a silk rainbow PLA. Yeah.
Yeah.
From whom? Is that ZTech?
Yeah.
How could I guess it was ZTech, Matt? How could I guess that one?
Maybe a bit difficult for it not to be with it being Matt.
Yeah. Actually, the PLA Plus from Focus is actually good.
Yeah. Even Matt said that. He's trying not to smile here. You can see it.
I was going to leave the front. No, don't leave it open because you're not able to create a negative pressure when the whole front of it's opened. If the front of it's enclosed, but some air can still get in, like through a vent or whatever, that will create the negative pressure because you need to draw more air than can come in. And by being able to draw more air than it comes in, it actually creates a negative pressure. If the front of it's wide open, you won't create a negative pressure. You'll just create a draft in one direction, and it probably won't be enough. Try it, but you'll probably find you need to enclose all sides to draw the air out. I even enclose the bottom because you get air coming in underneath if you only enclose the top. You need to have the bottom sealed off as well to create proper negative pressure. Most PLA Plus is good. Well, yeah, it depends, but theirs is really good quality. It's really clean. It prints fantastic. So I've used their PLA Plus. GST 3D has some people have reported with unmelted raw material in there in some cases, but most people have really good luck with it. But I've never had any of the focus stuff failing me, and I've gone through a lot of schools of it. So it's really good. It's really clean. It's up. You can try the draft, but if you find there's a fumes coming out of it, so you'll get most of it. But I would say the adage is, if you can smell it, it's bad for you. And when so the fact that you can get the fumes out of it, you're inhaling the fumes of it burning something, which is obviously not going to be healthy. So then the more negative pressure you can create, the better. The more air draw. So what are you working on, Zach?
Finishing up the Idex. I had to replace some wiring.
Show us the Idex. I don't know. Did you show it on my stream last week? You didn't.
Yeah.
You did?
It's the ZTech A10 Idex.
That's the ZTech, the ZTech.
Yeah.
Idex. Because all that's left of the ZTech is the actual aluminum frame, right?
Only a portion of it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, because you had to extend the x-axis.
Yeah, I extended the x-axis. I also extended the z-axis.
Okay, so you made it taller. Okay. Yeah, you can always add a front panel to it. It'll come in. Yeah, but yeah, like as I said, the full enclosure works really well for me. When you turn on the fan, I can actually see the sides collapsing a little bit. John, was that one that you received an email from in the last day or two? And it's a company. Someone reached out to you in the last day, a few days. because you said you might be getting an Idex, and I think just let me know if it's someone who reached out in the last day or two. The Z1 comes with a built-in air assist. Not enough, but no, that's not an air assist. That's just a fan to cool the laser. All lasers come with a fan on top.
Yeah, big difference between air assist and
Yeah. An air assist is a directed nozzle of air that blows right down either through a sealed chamber around the laser that forces air out where the laser is burning, or directed at the side where the laser is hitting the part. The
just to
fan on
keep
top
smoke out of the
only.
air.
Sorry.
I said it's to keep smoke out of the air to keep the
Well,
laser.
it's actually more than that. It's also to burn away the shaft as the laser burns, and it also the forced air diminishes the chances of anything catching on fire because the speed of the air is actually blowing. It actually will keep the fire blown out
Yeah.
if anyone tries to flare up. So it has a multiple purpose. Dropping two separate CR6SE printers into a pile on the floor does not count. That's good. I like that.
Sounds like what Shane's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So but you only really need air assist if you want to do cutting. And okay, everyone's saying a lot of people use diode lasers for cutting. It's slow. It can do it, but it's slow. Personally, my point of view on my view on a diode laser, it's not for cutting. It's for engraving, and it does a really good job of etching and engraving, and it's fantastic at doing half tones and doing grayscale and all this kind of stuff. It really does it because it's pulse width modulation laser. When it comes to cutting something, it can be done, but it takes multiple passes, and I wouldn't use it for that. If I had to cut something, I'd use my CO2 because I have a CO2, right? And it does it way faster, way cleaner, and there's less burn on it and so on. So. I have an air pump, that. Well, yeah, an air pump. If you get some copper gas line tubes, and flatten the end of it out, and then run a hose off the top of that for a fish tank out to a small pump, now you got forced air, and that would actually work as an air assist. You just mount it on the side of your laser. Yeah, the dual diode, the 10 watt makes a big difference. It does.
You can also get stuff like this too from like your local hobby store for a couple bucks. It is you can get brass or you can get aluminum tubing. This is what's used on the bird air.
Yeah.
Works pretty well.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. So yeah, John, they probably, if it's who I think it is, they got your name from me.
Now he's got to bow down to you.
So I was asked to provide a list of names to a company, and your name was on there. Jerry's name, because Jerry does a lot of reviews. Jerry's name was on there. Filament Friday was on there. Chuck. There's a couple of others. Some big names, some not. And but I reached out to. I was asked to send a few names, and I put in some of the larger guys and some of the guys that we regularly hang out with that do reviews on a regular basis, and I submitted names then because you already have channels. So.
Oh man, I just thought of something. I see Llama talking about jokes in the chat. So I came to a funny realization today. This website, this vendor that I purchase my guitar body blanks and other pieces for that from, has a app for their website. Which, why would you need an app for an online store? But maybe they got specials in there or something. So I downloaded it, and I came to the realization that I have an app on my phone now called Exotic Wood Zone, and that could be taken very wrongly.
Yes, it could be. Yes. So,
especially considering the app, there's something wrong with it and it doesn't load. So
yeah.
You can't just like confirm your suspicion or disprove your suspicion for what the app is because it doesn't load.
How are you, Tim?
Hey, good. How are you doing, Liam?
Congratulations, 1,000 subscribers, man.
Thank you. It happened
Hell yeah.
a whole lot quicker than I thought it would, but those boosts from Jim and
Joel.
really helped. So
Yeah, that was good
Yeah.
that Joel called out. So it's really good.
that was awesome. So
Yeah. Congratulations.
yeah.
You've
So I
met the milestone.
figured out what was going on with this beast on Sunday when everything went downhill. So
Well, that was wrong with it, yeah.
forget the nozzle crash, but then when I couldn't get the filament to feed, my hot end fan was not working. A little wire had come undone in the fan.
Oh,
And so I was getting major heat creep, and I just didn't think of it. So, but that's all fixed. I just got it all put back together. Now I just got to relume the wires up. So,
nice.
yeah.
So you're having fun then with the rat rig.
And now I'm going to and probably next week I got a mosquito coming that I'm going to put on it. So,
Oh, you're just going to get it fixed and you're going to break it again.
well, no, I'm going to
Well,
upgrade.
you're going to do a llama. Fix it till it's properly broken.
So true, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
add blue tape. Don't forget that.
And then add blue tape to the bed.
But you know what? I'll never, ever, ever update the software.
Yeah, that was a bit of a.
If it wasn't for these two guys,
Zach and Shane, yeah.
I'd still be struggling.
I finally got mine up and running again, so
Ah,
that was a good day and a half.
good. I'm going to put a new 5015 on because the one I got's making a ton of noise, and I happen to have one. So this one's a ball bearing. Hopefully, it'll be quieter.
Nice. Well, at least you're getting it sorted.
Yeah.
You get it working, and then what you
Mhm.
do is you put your hands up, and you slowly back away, and then you leave it
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. So I thought I knew you were on, and I can stay on until my dinner's ready. So I know she's up there cooking right now for me. So
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I had mine just before I jumped on stream. Matt
I know.
and Louise were on while I was eating dinner here at my desk.
yeah.
And I scarfed on my food while just
Yeah.
hopping on here.
Yeah, that's why I finished mine off just before stream.
Good.
We ate
So-
hours ago.
Yeah, he made the 1K. It was fantastic.
Nice
Oh,
logo
by the
there.
way, I hear you and your wife are to be congratulated. You did a lovely job on his logo.
That was a team collaboration. I've still got yours to work on yet, and then we did that one, and then we also finalized one for I did Snafus a while ago, and then who's the other one I was working on at the same time as OC? I've just Brainfart. I know exactly who it is. I can picture.
I don't know that. Who's that streamer? Brainfart. I don't know that streamer.
Well, OC, it was a collaboration between the two of us. In all honesty, she started it and I tweak it. So that's generally the way it works. She does a main design for stuff, like we're doing something for a local car dealership right now, and she started it, sent me a bunch of files, I put them together and make magic happen. So, is that a new streamer? I realize watching some of my streams back, I say a lot. And in public speaking, that's
Because
something they train
Canadian.
not to say. Is say
I don't say I say
Yeah, well, I think
do that a lot.
Americans tend to say and Canadians tend to say
But I'm neither. So, but I still say
Well, you're influenced though. There you go.
and I record stuff all the time for work, and I have to
Yeah.
go through it and find it and edit them all out as I go.
Yeah.
Someone needs to actually design for a video editing software the finder, so they can go
Yeah.
find it and take it out automatically for us.
It's bothering me that I can't remember his name. It's terrible because I've been working with him for a while. This is just ridiculous.
The
Anyways,
next one you'll have to do one for Loyal.
it's been a day.
Yeah, you'll have to do one for Loyal Moses now that he's streaming.
Yeah. We will. I just said it again. Stop it. Ugh.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I was talking to my wife.
but yeah, that's cool stuff though. So next, see, I did now as well. So I do
I've got to just finish mine. That's what I got to do. I got the artwork. I just got to put the words to it and everything.
Yeah, I'm not artistic though. I have no. There's not an artistic bone in me.
Breakcore, Jason. I
Oh,
think it's
okay,
Jason.
yeah.
Yeah. Justin. Breakcore. Yeah. I just finished his off too.
But your giveaway. When are you planning to do it?
I'm probably looking mid-December now. I hit this faster than I thought, so I'm just reaching out to vendors and stuff right now. I've got a few responses today, so I'm thinking mid-December-ish. So I'm gonna plan that more this weekend. I need to sit down and look at my schedule and allow enough time and put a little bit of advertising out there. So
did the list help?
It did. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I got one printer for sure I know of. Dora said that she would donate a printer for me, but that would be U.S. only. They
have stock here. Yeah.
So I'm U.S. or Europe, I'm not sure, but at least U.S., not to Canada. So I got to try and find a supplier that can give me a decent price for Canada. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
It does. Yeah, I'm the same for.
Yeah.
I'm the exact same.
You don't realize you're doing it because it almost happens subconsciously.
Well, what it is, it's actually given the brain time to catch up with the mouth. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The is the pause to think, right?
It is, yeah. Instead of having a silence, and you in our heads we say there should be no silence. We just keep going.
Yeah.
And what's actually happening is our brain says, "I need to catch up," and our mouth goes, and then the brain catches up.
Exactly right. Well,
it's like there's a scratch in the record that gets stuck there while the brain is up to speed, and then it continues on. For those who know what records are, vinyls.
A
lot of people watching probably don't know what they are.
So somebody should create a device that shocks you every time you say
I'm just chatting with the boys while I'm working.
Just to knock it out of yourself.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
I think you're on your computer's microphone instead of your good mic.
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're on that one.
Ah.
I don't know. It just seemed a little more echoey than normal.
Because it was away from his face, yeah.
Or reverby.
Okay. And then the other
but it's kind of cool that you got to that number. So
okay.
It should be a fun giveaway.
I do want you to take us.
What are you giving away?
Well, no, Tim is now he's reached 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
he's working on a giveaway. So he's got one printer for the US. And he is waiting on responses from other vendors right now. Because he got there really fast, so he wasn't ready for it.
Sure.
Or they would be have Tourette's that would be just yelling swear words the entire time.
8 minutes.
So I don't personally know a guy, but I know of a person.
Hey, Jason.
With Tourette's that his tick manifested as a British sounding accent and lasts up to a year. But it is a tick. This person is from the Northeast and sounds straight up British.
Hey, Mrs. Zach.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, hello to you too.
So I don't know why they're waving at me.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Tim.
How's life, Jason?
Good.
Yeah. How is your boron build going?
It's done. I got to put the panels on it. They're sitting down underneath on the floor. Haven't gotten to that, but it's
sweet.
You know,
now
it
you're going to
prints.
put clipper on it, and you're going to get it going at 1,000 millimeters a second, right?
Well, it's had Clipper on it, and it's been printing everything at about 200. I'm cooling limited with the stock afterburner, and the standard Mosquito prints well up to about that. And you know,
Now, if you watch the videos of the guys printing at 1,000, they have ducting coming in at the side and blowing air in to assist the nozzle cooling.
They're
Or the
cheating.
part cooling. So they have high flow air coming in with large ducts on each side. That's why they can reach that speed.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So you'll have to add along on the side of the axis, mounted off the X gantry on each side, air duct feeds with high throughput air.
Yeah, I don't have to do any of that. No.
I would recommend looking at Bird Air.
Yeah, well, I've seen the Bird Air systems. They're, it's more than I need. It's more equipment than I want attached to anything. I'm not trying to go 1,000. I just want to print well in that 200-ish range. And because anything over that, it's just, then I just start getting nervous on the prints, and it's just not worth it to me. So.
But it makes cool videos, man. Come on.
Well, when you start making cool videos, I'll wait. What?
Oh, that hurt. Oh.
Touche.
We know.
You killed that poor
that.
man.
Here.
Got you with the Braveheart sword.
The Braveheart sword, yeah.
Okay.
No, you're holding it on the wrong side. It goes in your back, Liam.
Well, not unless you kill me like a warrior, and you do it this way.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, you see, I saw that movie too.
Freedom.
Actually, that wasn't that movie, but okay, that was it was Gladiator.
That was Gladiator.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
when they took him out to the woods and they were going to kill him.
Oh, but at the end,
got like a warrior, and they're going to do the sword down along his spine. And,
I know what Tim's saying. He's saying
at the end of Braveheart, when he's on the thing being tortured and about to die, he yells out,
"Yeah, that freedom part is there. Yeah, that's the end where they beheaded him. Yeah.
Yeah. I know movies. I'm a movie connoisseur.
Yeah, I felt that too, Chris. Why did I leave him in there again?
62.
Well, that's all I came by to do. See you guys.
Yeah. That's just your speed, right?
Matt, you look tired.
Matt always looks tired.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Didn't sleep well. It's horrendous right now, my sleep.
We've got a lot of stuff going on, though, haven't we?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they're planning to move. They're planning their wedding. They're planning the wake just before the wedding.
Yeah, any one of those will kill you.
I'm trying to do a uni course.
Don't worry. You already know the 3 rings of marriage anyway, guys, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the suffering. So you're good.
Yeah.
I suffer already.
Oh, Kieran keeps calling you Mr. Green.
Okay, that's going to turn into a domestic. We're not going to get involved in that one.
Kieran was making him suffer.
Jerry's not here to get slapped upside the head. Matt's going to take his place.
Oh, come on. I don't want to be Jerry.
I'll slap him with a fish.
Oh, that one would hurt too.
It's not abuse. She's just helping to keep you awake.
That one, you get slapped upside the head with that one, that would leave a mark.
Yeah, I think it's pretty heavy.
It's PLA, so that's going to leave a mark. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
Well, it depends on whose eye you lose. So.
All right, Liam, check it out. Blow me
Check
up.
what out?
Blow me
Then you
up.
put your full screen.
Wrong way.
Yeah. What happened is the left head moved and the right head was just pushed out of the way. You
Yep.
need to put it in. Did you change the mode?
So I just replaced those wires and I forgot to verify direction. I thought I had that direction verified. So I'm just going to uninvert the direction pin.
Yeah, but it's also the mode because there you have the 4 modes and you have the 3 modes of Idex, right?
This is Clipper.
Okay, so I don't know how Clipper handles Idex, but you normally have a single or 2 color. So each head has an individual color. Then you have the mirror mode where they move side by side, and then you have duplication mode. So you have different modes. Does Clipper support those modes?
Yeah. Not currently. It's coming soon, from what I understand.
Okay, because that's why it could be handling the heads wrong.
No, it wasn't. It was handling the heads wrong because I had it correctly configured, but the wiring was shoddy. So I replaced the wiring and I didn't check direction. So it's definitely going the wrong way.
There's a question there for you, Zach.
That is a ZTech A10
Yeah,
plus
No, that's a ZTech A10.
lots
Yeah.
of modifications.
coming.
Okay, Tim's getting called for dinner.
Gotta go.
All right, Tim, take care.
Catch you guys
Yeah.
later. Thanks.
All right, ciao. So the aluminum frame used to be a ZTech. That's about as far as it got from ZTech. Now it's a ZTech machine, and he's
Yeah,
turned
and
it into.
so the uprights and the X extrusion are no longer from ZTech.
Yeah, so he actually extended it, and he had to extend the X to carry the 2 extruders to move them off the bed to each out of the way to each side, because you need to move them off the bed area so you can use the full bed size. So it's Zach has built that himself. He took the bones of a ZTech. A Zackass, I like the name. A Zackass, I love the name. You'll have to call it at the Zackass Idex. No, I'm serious. You'll have to use that name. That's fantastic. It's a great name for it.
Yeah, my wife came up with that.
Did she? That's a great name. So that's the official name of it now, the Zackass Idex.
So it would appear that I still have a wiring issue, but this time it may be not correctly wired to phase, which is easy enough to fix.
Switch the pins around.
Yep.
But nice. So your Idex is up and running. So I have an Idex probably arriving sometime next week.
I mean, I've still got a bunch of configuration to do on this thing.
Oh, I'm sure you do. There's a lot of work to do in the firmware for that. But I have another Idex coming in this week, and then John. It looks like John is going to get one of them. I don't know who else. I asked him to send me a list of the names of who they're going to send it to, because I sent the company a list of names, and I asked them to come back to me with a list of who they selected. Hey, Llama.
What's up?
Someone's been inhaling the helium.
No, I'm actually really happy. I designed something that just whipped it up, and it actually worked right off the bat. And it's stupid, and it's small, and it's so very helpful on my bandsaw.
Cool.
You adjust the 2 rollers on the bandsaw. Well, the bearings bolt to an eccentric shim, basically.
Right.
But you use that same bolt. It's like a regular, same thing we use, a black cap head, 4mm bolt. But you use that bolt, you tighten down to the cam, but then you use that bolt to actually adjust it. And it's just, I'm too old and fat and tired and lazy. So I just made a little, keeping you, jam on it knob, basically. Works beautiful. Just jam it on there. And it's just tight enough that it moves it, but it's not so tight that it grips it and will actually undo the bolt. which is what usually happens.
Sweet.
And then you're not, changing the eccentric washer, you're unscrewing the bearing, which is really a dumb design. I need to redesign that hole.
So that looks like that home correctly, Zach.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
I've-
There's a printer where the CNC was.
And the CNC's still there.
Oh, it's just sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
Storage location.
So yes, the two X gantries are currently doing what they are supposed to.
Have you tried any of the modes like mirror mode or duplicate modes or? How
No,
are you
none of
doing
that's
your-
implemented in Clipper currently. It's,
Okay, so it's not ready yet. So, and how are you
Right.
going? How are you doing your what adjustments do you have on Extruder 2 to adjust it to match Extruder 1?
Basically, it's just G-code offset.
Okay, so the G-code offset will work for dual colors, and it will but it won't. So but that won't work when you implement mirror and duplicate modes. If you when you
I
when that
don't know
becomes
why it
available.
wouldn't.
No, it
You can
won't
apply-
because no, they're
you can
they're
apply
four in the bed at
Oh
the same time.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
you have to the X and Y offsets will work for aligning the left and the right, so they
Yeah,
print
yeah.
over each other for two color.
But in Z, so these hot ends I have, the heat break is held to the heat sink with two screws and a clamp. So it's very easy to adjust the
So
heat
there's a
break up and
slider
down.
in there. It's got a slot, not a hole, so it moves up
So
and
what
down.
it is instead of a threaded in heat break, the heat breaks on these hot ends are ceramic, and they clamp down to, or there's a clamp at the end of the heat sink.
Oh, a little
that
grub
holds
screw
them
in there.
place.
Okay.
No, it's actually like almost like a dovetail. So two pieces of aluminum come out, and then there's screws, and that aluminum is compressed down onto the ceramic with the screws.
Okay. So
Really,
because
really simple but robust.
so for duplicate mode and mirror mode, the X
You'll
and
have
the
to get the
Y
Z
being
perfect.
slightly off doesn't really matter
Hmm.
because as long as they know what their half of the bed is, because if one is slightly forward and the other, they're still doing the same movements on the X and Y axis. They're mirroring each other, or they're duplicating or mirroring each other. But what does matter, yeah, I don't want to know why you have Superglue in your bedroom. I really don't. But the nozzle 2 offset from the Z is critical because if one is higher than the other, then it won't be the right distance from the bed to be able to print to be able to lay down the layers. So
I've also got two Z axes, so.
yeah, and are you doing homing on each Z to level the X axis? Okay.
What I'll probably do is I'll with the machine off, I'll probably manually run the Z all the way to the top to get it square.
Yeah, but Shane,
And
that's
then-
not in your bedroom like Llama. There's a difference. But yeah, so you're going to go to the top and level there.
Yeah, and then
So do you have any
I'll-
stops in the top, or are you just going to use the resistance?
no, I'm just gonna use resistance.
Okay. So you got 220809.
Or actually, no. What I think I'll do is I'll probably do it with calipers because I don't have anything stopping it at the top. Because it's not on V wheels anymore. It's on linear rails on the Z.
I know, but you still have to tram them though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I'll probably tram it manually with a pair of calipers and get it right, and then
And then bring the
probably
bed up
what
to
I'll
match.
do is
Yeah.
I'll use the probe to square the bed to the gantry, and then just like not touch it. Check it periodically.
Okay. Cool. Now it'll be once Clipper supports Idex, it'll be nice.
Yeah, it's all done with macros right now, which it works. You know, I'm not. I have like 7 3D printers now. I'm not super concerned with duplicate mode. It'd be nice to have. And the other thing too is I don't have a lot of X space. I've still got the stock ZTech A10X build area. So in reality, with the width of those carriages, I don't have a ton of room that I could even do duplication mode in. This is going to be for multi-material.
So, you can have different materials at different temperatures and different refractions.
Yeah, exactly.
Then,
And-
then your software XYZ will work on your offsets because it's one head's printing, the other one it can adjust and then print again. Yeah. If you're not doing, I use my Idex mostly for duplicate and mirror mode. And again, it's mostly duplicate mode. Because if I want to make more than one part, you can do two at the same time as one, right? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I've used mirror mode a few times where I design something for one side, and I just mirror it, and I just print the other, and I just put the mirror mode, and I don't have to redesign it for the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that in 3 seconds with mirror mesh. And
I know, yeah, but I'm just saying you don't have to. I mean, you're doing that. You print both sides at the same time, at the same speed as printing one part. So again, so you have that advantage of performance, right? So, and you could do one in ABS or one in whatever material. And the other nice thing about it is if you want to do PVA filament for your support interface layers, that's a great way of doing it because then you just come out and print the interface layer with the PVA because PVA is a lot more expensive than filament.
Yep, and then you can afford at that point to only heat when it's time to print, so you're not.
Well, what you do is you put it to a standby temperature, and the standby temperature is probably about 165. And then so E2 would be on a standby temperature, and just before it's needed, the G code will call it to be heated up, and then you have to have wipe areas, so there's a wipe before it comes out. Then it goes in and then comes back out and then cools down again. Now there is one issue with that. I've seen sometimes Marlin struggles sometimes. I know you're saying it's Clipper right now, but Marlin sometimes struggles. Hey, Marlin, Amanda, how are you? With if you're doing a lot of exchanges between the print heads, and it's going in and out of the hold temperature and then heat temperature and hold temperature up and down very, very quickly. What happens is the software, the firmware, thinks you're having a thermal runaway.
Yeah.
And it reacts badly because the code and the thermal runaway, that's exactly what it looks for, right? It sees variations like that, or it sees current draw to the heater cartridge and the temperature not being sensed, not changing. So that can cause thermal issues, and the code doesn't handle that very well. So if there's good time distance between one and it can cool all the way down and then heat up again, it's fine. But if it's jumping up and down fairly rapidly, like in a small part, let's say you're doing a cone and there's two colors and it's jumping up and down between the two, that causes a problem. You do, hey Amanda, how's life? Hope it's treating you well in school. And I'm sure you're glad for the long weekend to have a break from class.
Meow,
Eddie.
meow, meow,
Eddie.
meow.
Cats are great
Eddie.
with spicy chili sauce.
Eddie.
Sorry, I'm not a fan of cats.
Here's a song, Cat in the Kettle and the Pinking Moon.
No.
I know that one.
That's an oldie from Dr. Demento days.
I know the Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon. That one I know.
It's I want to say Weird Al Yankovic, but it wasn't. I can't remember who it was, but it's the same, cats in the cradle, and it's a cat in the kettle or kettle in the Pinking Mood. Good tune. You should look it up. It's funny.
No, never heard of it.
No, you're kind of closed, anyways.
I'm kind of what?
Closed.
What do you mean by
Closed off? You don't know any good stuff from the 70s, even though you were around. You're all stuck.
I was in the 70s.
The marches of Ireland.
I was a toddler in the 70s. In the beginning of the 70s, I was a toddler.
I wasn't a toddler. I wasn't.
I was. I was born in 1970. So in the
Dr.
70s,
Demento was late 70s, early 80s.
Hey,
yeah.
Liam.
And
Actually,
I also
So in Ireland, toddlers are considered into their 20s?
yeah.
Hey, Liam. You said you were born in 1970.
yes.
You are 3 years younger than my mother.
And you know who
I'm
Liam
over
can
here to
be.
cry right now. Okay. So hold on. I can only have 6 in. So hold on a second. You're in the outside. So hold on a moment. But yeah.
I'm gonna jump out, y'all.
I'll jump out.
I've got some stuff I gotta take.
I gotta cook dinner too.
Oh, Dr. Demento was the best, man.
Totally enough.
We used to get
All right,
wasted
take care,
every Sunday at 8 o'clock and go listen to Dr. Demento.
Hey, Zolan.
Hey, go
Go on, you rascally raccoon.
Yeah,
Zolan.
see, I didn't grow up here, so a lot of
Is raccoon edible?
It's a red panda.
Raccoon edible.
Yes,
Actually,
but they're high in
raccoons are edible.
cholesterol, so you know
Yeah.
they're like squirrel. You gotta
You better
watch
off
out how much
squirrel.
you
At
eat.
least we can make a nice head out of him.
Yeah.
By the way,
Zolan's a
Kettle
red
was
panda.
done
Oh,
by
that
Bob
panda.
Rivers.
Say that again, Zolan.
Cat in the Kettle was done by Bob Rivers back
Bob
when he
Rivers.
posted tunes on KISW.
Never heard of it.
Bob Rivers.
Yep,
Bob and Tom.
because it was based on the song by
Cat in the Cradle. Cat in the Cradle.
Cat in the
Yep.
cradle.
Sorry,
Same,
you guys. You're
which
talking
was
about
newer
stuff
than-
I've never heard of. I didn't grow up here, so
You don't know the Cat in the Cradle? That was like
Cat in the Cradle. I do know that song.
yeah, that's Harry Chapin for the
Yeah.
original. But Ugly Kid Joe redid it in '92, and that's what the that's what the Cat in the
40
Kettle song is based on.
1,000 pounds of bananas.
But you are correct, Llama. It does get highly attributed to Weird Al.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Weird Al. I just couldn't remember who it was. Bob and Tom
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, we're getting to the season where I actually play quite a few Bob Rivers songs because
I
there's
love
ones
Bob
like
Rivers.
"Dancing
Christmas.
Around in Women's Underwear,"
Underwear,
which is a Christmas tune.
I love that. I love the Bob Rivers Christmas tune. I like the freaking "Oh Christmas Tree" one. Did you ever hear the "Oh Christmas Tree" one? There's no words. All it is like the guy, the music, "Oh Christmas Tree" in the background. It's real soft, and you hear the guy's footprints in the snow, and then he starts chopping at it with an axe, and he gets a saw, and then you hear him getting pissed off after a couple of minutes. He's like, ring, ding, ding, ding. You hear the chainsaw fire up and cut down the Christmas tree. It's just funny the way it progresses from the footprints to his little axe, to the hand saw, to a better saw. Then you hear him getting frustrated. He gets out the chainsaw.
Somebody's getting Facebook messages.
Somebody's getting messages.
Me.
Yeah.
It's messages coming into me.
Nobody messages you.
China is awake. So
And it is awake.
I get messages when China wakes up. I get messages from manufacturers over there. So
You traitor.
I'm not a traitor.
I don't care. Half the stuff. Everything we own these days is Chinese made. Just about.
Correct.
Chinese or Taiwanese. If you
Somebody's
got a
gotta make
quality one, it's Japanese.
True.
Yeah, but I'm actually getting messages from the company that messes Tripod. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. They're a company I'm dealing with about getting review machines out to some guys. So
Cool.
I submitted a list of names, and I'm waiting for them to decide who they want.
My name on it?
You don't have a actually. But you don't have a 3D printing channel.
Solon's Shop of Wonders.
Yeah.
Send me the link and send me the details. Message me.
I just haven't been on it in a while, but I'm gearing up to start streaming. In fact, tomorrow, this weekend, actually, I'm going to be streaming, installing, building a Nino TNC board from the ground up.
Send me the details.
And designing a case to go around it.
Oh,
send me the details. Drop me a message with the details, and I'll forward it.
Cool.
I don't have a deciding factor, but I've submitted names to them. So
yeah.
Send me the details. Sorry, I forgot. I thought that was about the dogs. I didn't think it was about So yeah,
No,
send
it's
it.
about all my hobbies.
Okay. Yeah, send it on to me.
I got a question, Zolan.
Yes.
Is that chicken fortress to keep the chickens in so you as a raccoon can eat them, or you know you don't want
Pretty
to share
much.
with the foxes?
Pretty much.
It does look nice, dude. That thing looks pretty heftily built.
Yeah, and this weekend we're putting chicken wire down on the ground. That'll actually the post will be sitting on, and then we're going to U-bolt it to the ground.
Yeah,
And that'll
you
make
know
it
what
so
you
nothing
really,
can tunnel.
yeah. What most people do is they just come down, and when they hit the ground, you go at like a 30 or 45 degree angle into the ground,
Yep.
like 6 inches. And if it pitches down in front, when they start digging, they keep hitting the wire and they can't get through. They don't realize all you got to do is move back a foot.
Well, the other reason I'm doing the chicken wire is because it's going to be attached to the ground lug of the hot wire I'm putting up.
All right. Shock them little bastards.
So that way, when my neighbor's dogs decide they want to try to break into my chicken area.
Zap.
Oh, and the hot wire I'm putting up is actually made for cattle.
That's a little bit overkill, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now
we'll
your
see.
chicken coop can cook breakfast for you. Nice.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know,
I'll have dog ready for me in the morning.
Yeah.
a friend of mine I used to hang out with years ago, he had these 2 dogs, and he moved into a newer house that has smaller property, and he had neighbors that were scared of dogs, and so he had to put one of them, you know, they put the collar and the shock thing on him. And he, you know, it's not like it was a small property, but it was, you know, small enough that the dogs were used to wandering off in the woods. Anyways, his old dog, this dog's like, I don't know, old. It was like 1,000,000 years old. It made me look young. Anyway, he put the shock collar on it, and he, you know, like would take the dog out and, you know, he put it on real low to see how they respond to it when he first got it. We're sitting there, you know, having a beer, watching. And this old dog hits the thing, and you see it like, and you're like, okay, it knows. And then it started zigzagging over the line, going, neat, neat, neat. And he just zigzagging back and forth over the line. It was the funniest thing.
Yeah, the problem with my breed, because I use that same wire to build radio antennas, but we can't use the shock collar fencing because a Samoyed will push past the shock and then they can't get back in.
Yeah.
I have a German Shepherd. She's a Shepherd Husky mix.
Bounce.
And
That's not a German Shepherd.
I
That
know.
is a-
well,
That is a husky. That's a husky with the possible aggression issues.
Yes. But my Shepherd Husky mix, when she was younger, we were trying her with the shock collar, you know, to try and to train her.
E-collar. That's an E-collar. Not a
Yeah, the E-collar. Sorry, and it didn't phase her one bit. She ignored it.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Totally ignored it.
Yeah,
she totally ignored it, and the trainer said, "Don't bother. We tried a few settings with it. He says, "Yeah, take it off her." He said, "It's not going to work. She's not going to respond to it whatsoever. So no point using it."
yeah.
So,
You know the anti-bark collar that has the citronella in it that sprays when they bark.
I've heard of those. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife had a Samoyed that learned that it could just turn its head at a slight angle to get out of the spray, and then it would just start barking nonstop until it drained the citronella out.
Yeah, they're smart. There's no question. They are
We
smart.
don't bother with any of the collars. They just
Now, I said we tried it. It didn't work, and then we just didn't bother after that. Hey, HC, how are you?
cannot get this solar charge controller to output.
Well, it's probably a little dark there, isn't it?
Okay, the battery voltage is over 13 volts. It should still be putting voltage out on the on the load side, and it's not. It's putting, actually, I take that back. It is. It's putting out 0.02 volts.
Well, let
That's
me
not
explain,
13.
That's a little low.
explain something to you. There'd be something wrong with that there battery.
No, because the battery, if I go straight to the battery, I get 13.86.
So there's something wrong with the circuit.
That's what I would think, but when I plug it into the USB that's on the charge controller, it works.
But
But they're
connect
not
it with some of your
same
chicken
circuit.
wire. Maybe that'll work.
And I've tried 2 different batteries.
Lick it.
It's got to be something I'm doing wrong with the
Yeah,
controller.
but tell you what, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, put your tongue to it and see if you can feel if you can get electricity.
If you feel
Yeah,
it, it's
no,
working.
no. These are lithium iron polymer batteries. I am not doing that.
Zappa dappa.
Then you'll be a charbroiled raccoon.
Go ahead, Liam.
Medium rare
Folks,
raccoon man.
You
I
leaving?
gotta run.
All right, man. Go
Okay.
to dinner.
He said he had to
My
go
turn
to
to-
dinner.
Bye,
My turn
Dan.
to cook. I think I'm cooking
Take care.
Popeyes. See ya.
Cook fast food. That's the way to do it. That's funny. So,
Yeah, meatloaf tonight turned into hamburger because I forgot to make meatloaf.
that's okay too.
So I walked in the house and went, oh crap, and took the hamburger out and made patties instead of meatloaf.
You know, I don't think I've ever had meatloaf.
How can you not have meatloaf?
I wasn't raised here.
You're a weird critter, you know that? Just not.
I wasn't raised here.
Well, what country does meatloaf come from then?
I don't know, but it's not
I
Irish.
think it's
Sure.
American. I'm not sure.
I think it is an American thing.
Yeah. I'm not positive.
I
but
don't know, but it's definitely not. As I said, I'm Irish, so
Meatloaf
we
is a
don't have
traditional
meatloaf.
German, Scandinavian, and Belgian dish.
There you go.
It's definitely not Irish. I'm telling you that for sure.
But it became
Yeah.
really popular in the U.S.
Apparently, yeah, it's just like apparently corned beef is a big thing here.
Corn?
Not-
No, it's not a big thing here. It's a disgusting thing here.
I liked cured ham.
Here,
Like bacon,
no.
cured
Corned beef
bacon.
originated actually in Ireland. The
Yeah.
term is British.
You know, I grew up there, and I don't think I've ever had it in my whole life.
You've had it. It just wasn't called corned beef. The
No.
Irish called it
Correct.
something else.
No, I'm sorry.
It's definitely called
Denny.
corned beef in the UK, but yeah.
After the Cadillacs, salt was the main reason Ireland became the hub for corned beef.
Well, as I said, I grew up eating cured bacon.
Yes.
I do not ever remember eating corned beef.
Corned beef is disgusting.
So what's
I
meat
like
cabbage
salty
is
foods. Though.
nasty.
I do like salty foods.
so what is something that you had back in Ireland that you
Bacon,
don't-
cured
that you-
bacon.
No. What over there do you not have over here? Or like you think would be popular?
Your
over here, but-
bacon here is very what you call bacon in the morning for breakfast
Mhm.
is not what we call bacon in Ireland.
No, you call it.
You
call it ham,
serve
what you call it
here.
bacon.
You serve people the
Canadian
fat.
bacon.
We serve the meat.
Mhm.
The fat is what we cut off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
fat's the best part, man. That's all the
No,
flavor.
no.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, like
That's
what
fine.
you call Canadian bacon, that's what we call bacon, but with the fat on it as well as one piece, the whole slice, right? Whereas you serve what half the people in Ireland discard, and we eat the meat.
Anyway,
Now, and also what I don't get here that you can get in Ireland is what we call pudding that we use for breakfast.
Oh,
I haven't
God,
gotten
I
that here.
hate
Black
that stuff. Nasty.
pudding and white pudding is fantastic.
let me explain
Oh,
something
Matt
to
Rice
you.
Lucas printer.
You take your head and you stick it in a pot of corned beef and cabbage.
Hey,
And then
Rich,
you
how are
take
you?
your head and you stick it in the back of a freaking garbage truck, and they smell exactly the same.
No, they don't.
Garbage truck and corned beef and cabbage smell exactly the same.
No,
It's
corned beef and cabbage.
freaking
No,
nasty.
they
No
don't.
way.
I live on a
Corned beef-
dump road. They
I'm
do
sorry.
not smell the same.
Corned
Oh,
beef
yeah,
and
they do.
cabbage is corned beef
Dump
and
is
cabbage
different
is
than the
food-
garbage
No. Llama,
Garbage truck
Look,
definitely.
Llama,
go back into your
where
box.
do you
You have
think
no
the
idea what you're
garbage
talking
for at a dump comes from?
no.
Yeah, but it's
Seriously,
so
I know you're
different.
old, but you're not
It's
this
washed
stupid.
out of the truck once in a while. The dump is even worse than the garbage truck.
Freezing in the dirt.
The dementia is
I'm in Michigan.
really
I
showing
grew up there
tonight.
too.
Oh no, dude! I worked on a garbage truck. Garbage truck and corned beef and cabbage smell exactly alike.
Yes.
Whoa,
Beer knows what-
No, okay, hang on. He added something to this. He kept saying corned beef. Now he says corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah,
That
I think
I
corned beef and
agree with.
cabbage.
No. I grew up in
Cabbage,
Corned beef and
cooking
cabbage
cabbage,
smells like
cooking
freaking
cabbage smells like baby diapers.
Yes,
cold
Very
cabbage
good.
smells like that.
I
Not
agree.
freshly cooked. Cold cabbage does stink. Freshly cooked does not. And corn, like you get cabbage.
My
and you
wife makes cabbage soup all the time, Scandinavian, and I cannot be in the house when she makes
yeah,
it.
I can't be in the house if
And it's
somebody's cooking
fresh.
cabbage.
Well, I'm telling you, I grew up with bacon and cabbage, and it's
Ugh.
fantastic. It's the
Nope.
food
I'll
of
eat
the gods.
kimchi, but I won't eat
Spam.
anything else. It's cabbage.
I ate
No.
that spam last night.
Garbage, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've never eaten corned beef, and I'm from Ireland, so
No, they call it salted beef in Ireland.
no, we don't even call it that. We don't serve it. Why would you ruin?
Well,
really
okay,
good
according
beef?
to the Smithsonian, you guys called it salted beef, and there was a whole thing about it. Even
Never
during the
had it.
British-French War, they allowed France to land in Ireland in order to pick it up.
Never ate it. It was always bacon. It's
Corned beef is
or
nothing like
bacon and cabbage. Is what we do.
Hmm?
You put it in brine. You let it
Cabbage
and you leave it there for a few days so that it soaks up all the salt, and then you cook them
Corned
together
beef.
at the same time.
It's disgusting.
No, it's a fantastic meal. The problem is it's hard to get a proper shoulder of bacon here that's cured. You get these little packets
Cure it
of
yourself.
bacon, but they're the fatty part again. They're not the meat. There's not enough meat in this anymore. You don't.
It's
serve
because
it.
your bacon comes from a different part of the pig.
Cow. Yep.
Yeah, but we actually use meat, not just fat.
Ours isn't just fat either. Okay,
It's
good
90%
bacon.
Fat.
Good bacon isn't just fat.
No. It's actually about 50-50 though.
It should, yeah, but it shouldn't be. It should be mostly meat.
It's from,
No,
but it's
it
from
should be.
different parts of the pig.
Yeah, but it's way
I
nicer.
think all parts
Dalton
of
Brown
the
actually has a whole episode on the differences between Irish bacon and American bacon.
Anyway,
Hash and eggs.
who gives a crap?
Well,
Yeah, hash and eggs is good, but no
Yeah.
cabbage. Get rid of the cabbage.
no, I actually like cabbage, but it has to be cooked in with the bacon, so it's actually
You
it's
only really eat
salty.
cabbage is raw and coleslaw, and even
the,
then,
the,
I'm like,
because the salt actually softens the cabbage, it makes it nicer.
yeah, no, it makes it like slimy, soupy slime.
Yeah.
Like this
Pure
crap I
bacon.
scrape off the pan when I'm done cooking. That's what it's like.
The three things that I grew up eating was potatoes,
Matt,
sauerkraut, and sausage. Those are like the three like major.
Okay,
like,
German.
Yeah.
German
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna go. I'm very tired now, so
yeah,
See you, bye.
I'm here, so
Good
he's
man.
leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Good luck.
No, he's been struggling all evening.
Yeah,
I know.
you two
I'm
take
going.
care.
It
thank
is
you.
1:30
Okay, guys.
in the morning here.
Yeah, it's 1:30 in
Yes.
the morning for them.
So go to bed.
Yeah.
Nice.
You too, Llama. Past your bedtime. Good night,
Later,
son.
guys.
They go to bed. That doesn't mean they're going to sleep.
Well,
Just
I wasn't going
been
to say
busy,
that.
Denny.
All right, bye, everybody.
Oh,
See ya.
Yeah, I'm on that same diet, and a seafood diet, and the seafood I eat it. Yeah, I have the same problem.
Yeah, it's kind of my problem. Except for
Fine,
I'm more
Mr. and Mrs.
selective on
Louise.
what I eat. Oh, it's a little quieter. It still squeaks a little.
Wow, your
If I
chair?
go slow enough, it doesn't creak anymore.
I've never tried.
He
capture
says
the-
it's his chair.
Sure. We'll take your word from it.
Oh, if it was me,
I think it's his bones, really, but okay.
There'd be a big green cloud and everything.
Oh, I said your bones, not your butt. I said your
Oh,
bones.
my bones creak just as bad as a chair do.
I was going to say, if it's his butt, there is a solution for that. Blue tape.
That just builds it up so when the blue tape lets go, it's even worse.
So what's the opinions on the new Prusa XL?
Oh, there we go.
Okay, well, you want okay.
read
I let
through
everybody
it
else
here.
give your opinion first before I give mine because Mine is probably going to be different.
My opinion is it's still 9 months out at the earliest. They said second or third quarter. So why even? I wouldn't even be pre-ordering yet. For one, for two, like anything Prusa does. Don't get me wrong, Prusa's awesome when they take care of stuff, but every single printer they ever release has always got issues, along with everybody else. I mean, you can beta test all you want. You're doing it in a small group, and when it gets out into the public, like anything, people like me start screwing with it and go, "Hey, look, this is wrong."
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh crap!
Hey, look, I have
doing
26 thermistors. What could possibly go wrong?"
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
especially when they're known to have bad thermistors. Like, it seems like a common thing for thermistors to just go bad on their boards or on their heat beds.
Yeah, and now they've got 12 of them or something.
Yeah,
do you see the underside of that with all the wires going everywhere? I was like, oh my god, that looks like a bomb or something on one of the freaking cop shows on TV.
That's a good price. I'd like to know where you got PETG 4 packs for $30. That makes me wonder.
There's a lot of sales.
Quality of PETG you're getting.
Oh, there's some really good sales happening right now.
I know. Yeah, I'm actually going to
somebody's doing
and buy some stuff.
9 spools for $30.
Who's doing that?
That one.
Of PLA.
I saw a couple of them are doing like $10 a spool. I got
imagine
money,
what
so
PSP 3D is going to offer for their holiday sales.
Who?
GST 3D. You'll probably get 10. You'll probably get 10 spools for $80.
Who?
GST 3D. They're in Florida.
Oh, that cheap filament. Yeah, that's
PLA Plus.
Stuff. I got a roll of that from Mikey when I saw him one day, and I burned through it. It worked fine. It printed pretty well.
It does, yeah. Their prices went up, but there's sales going on now. I don't know. If you have any good sales links of what's going on, guys, send them.
I saw
to
it,
me.
but I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, but if anyone does come across any good sales links, message me on Facebook the links, and I'll post them on my groups and stuff like that, so everybody can get in on the deal. So
that way they can sell out, and then us who are saving money can't get it.
I started a whole thread on friendly 3D printing group because I don't allow ads there. But every year for Black Friday, I always say, "Here's a thread. Post your ads here. That's it. Don't post."
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a thread.
One thread.
And do all of the Black Friday deals on that.
Yep.
People can post any deals they have.
That's how it should be, so that way the group doesn't get flooded with it.
Yeah,
I don't. I delete ads. I will let some slide by now and again. There's a couple of guys that, it's like you or me trying to get something, started, and I'll be like, okay, I'll just, if somebody bitches, I'll delete it. But otherwise, but when Creality shows up or these big corporations start,
well, I have a rule in my group.
I'm like, delete blocked.
But in my groups, I have a rule that if you're doing giveaways, I'm fine with you posting that you're doing a giveaway. Because it's something good for the community. Someone can get something for free, right?
Even
but if you're advertising your product, I won't allow it. I will delete your post.
Yeah.
I let because if it's as I said, if it's beneficial for the community, I'm fine with a manufacturer posting a giveaway for this or whatever. But if they're marketing a product, no way. I delete those. Now and I even state that in my rules when you join. It's one of the rules of the group. It's listed.
I don't allow advertising.
Yeah, Coex has a up to 25% off on Monday. That's the only one that I've really seen.
Cyber Monday. Okay.
Yeah. They have other deals, but they're not really. The other one was like orders of $75. You get a free roll of Coex necks. And then I think Sunday is double points or something for their like in-store thing. So that's not really.
Yeah, but no, some of you guys.
There's Micro Center has a ton of deals going on right now, and all I have to say to that is, go buck a buffalo.
Because you don't have
there's no Micro Center anywhere near me.
Yeah, they won't mail anything.
4 hours away from where I'm at.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm just saying, like an hour and a half.
I have to go to Dallas.
It's under an hour from me.
It's about an hour each way for me. I don't.
Yeah, it's just one way. It's under an hour for me. It's
Oh, there's auto drop.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
There's auto drop. We were just talking about you.
Yeah, and nothing was good. Don't worry.
Oh, did you like that screenshot I gave you? I figured it out.
To who?
It was apparently it was so bad I don't remember the conversation.
Open Builds is doing a pretty good sale, up to 40% off. I have an affiliate.
There's a link, Mike. If you want to drop in.
Go use my affiliate link. I need some money.
You know, I have affiliate links out there. And I think I earned
Open
$5
Builds
on
is
them.
the place to get them. They really are. That's why I did the affiliate link with them, because this thing's mostly Open Builds. My CNC's Open Builds. They just make better quality stuff.
Yeah.
Or
It's
let me
good
rephrase
design,
that. They carry better quality stuff. They don't make anything themselves. They're just a retailer.
Yeah, but they source good quality materials is what's important.
It's not, yeah, you pay a little bit more than like Amazon for the wheels, but they're way better. The bearings are smoother. The whole wheel is better. It's truer. It's just better quality stuff.
But let's see.
And their service is awesome.
Everybody. Okay. But the
Hey, Viking.
Oh, there's Viking. How goes it?
oh, Thomas, hey, how are you?
Viking was wearing his Viking hat and his little ad there for his little printer.
I saw
I almost peed
the-
myself. I was
it's
laughing
good.
so hard with his thumbs up and that goofy Viking hat I designed him.
Starting to feel more social again.
Yeah. When I first met all you guys, I was practically streaming every day, and now it's like,
Yeah, I've kind of slacked off. Too.
I do it twice a week.
I got crap.
I got some pretty negative feedback that just made me basically
I just ignore
give
that
the whole
shit.
community a middle finger for a little while.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten anything like that. I generally do it at least once, but sometimes twice a week. I'll do the hangout like tonight, and then I'll do if I have something to unbox or whatever, I'll do that on the weekend, or at least I'll do some short videos on a weekend. Like I'll do some short stuff of laser cutting or something printing or whatever, and I'll post that out there. Like I did last weekend, I was engraving glass.
Right. Well,
and
I have a
was
bunch of
really
projects
stuff.
coming up. So for me, it's like I'm going to be rebuilding all my printers, getting all of them working. So I'm going to be doing streams, me doing that, trying to get those working. I've got a couple videos I need to do for amateur radio stuff that also incorporates 3D printing. And of course, I'm going to do one that come spring, I need to print 9 sets of arms for my chickens.
Your chickens are going to have arms?
Yes.
Do I want to know why? Do I want to know why?
I'm sorry. My wife's chickens. She's behind me going, whose chickens?
Whose chickens?
Her chickens that I had to drive 22 hours to get.
That is the funniest thing. You haven't seen those, Liam?
What?
They're like 3D
Chicken
printed
arms.
arms. You like sit down over the neck of the chicken, and the chicken runs around in those arms. Like it just looks freaking
No, I haven't
hilarious.
seen them, no.
Oh yeah, somebody else designed them.
Yeah, they've been around a while.
One of my roosters is named Knocker.
Oh, Liam, you got to look it up. Go look up
will.
3D printed arms for chicken.
Oh yeah.
And there's a video. I swear to God, you will pee your pants laughing so hard.
No,
It's
he
the
won't.
funniest looking thing.
Llama, he's Irish. He won't.
Yeah.
Well, we got better control.
No, he will. He just won't care.
Oh, I've seen it. I'm looking at the pictures. I'll look at the video later on, but I can see the pictures. Yeah.
Yep. But and
You have
also
to
for the
give
cube, I
them
gotta-
they do the ones with the big muscles, so they look like Arnie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got the whole solar panel projects. I got 2 of them I'm in the middle of right now.
I think there's
And
even one.
one of them is my radio
carrying an AR-15 or something.
I
Oh, yeah,
need
you have this coming up
I
Monday.
need a can 40 and or a good CNC because I have stuff I need to build for the case.
What do you
Lam's
mean?
got a CNC. Send the work his way. Get him to do it for you.
It needs to be metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not cutting metal yet. I should. I could do it. I was fighting with Fusion today. There's stuff about Fusion that's really awesome, and there's stuff about Fusion you're just like going, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running into that myself, Llama.
Oh, good luck, by the
Why?
way, Shane, for Monday.
Yeah.
What's
Thanks.
interview?
For the school, isn't
Yeah.
it?
This one's through like a job headhunting place.
It's a
Monday,
contract?
yeah, it's like a contracting type place. So I'm gonna do that. Then I think Monday I should be able to apply for the lower position at the school and just basically start throwing applications everywhere.
Yeah, throw
IT.
out as many as you can and see what sticks.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is actually quite good. Have you been using it?
Are you okay with moving, or are you staying with that state?
I'm thinking on staying here for now until
Okay.
absolutely have to.
When
Well,
you get to the
you
point
kinda
of
own the
deciding
house,
that you don't care anymore, let
Mhm.
me know and send me your resume.
All right.
There's
You're
a
in
lot
Wisconsin,
of remote
right?
jobs. There's
Yeah.
a lot of remote jobs out there as well.
I
Like-
have a few friends in Wisconsin. I'll reach out to them and see if they know of anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Thanks.
with your background in IT, there's a lot of SE roles out there, sales engineers roles. So you'll be out there supporting and the sales guy. You've dealt with SEs with sales engineers, right? So you'd be demoing products and stuff like that, and
It's
Yeah.
a
answering questions.
horrible job.
The pay can be really good though.
Yeah.
No,
It's a lot of work. And if you're with a good sales guy, you get a percentage of the sale. So
that's the problem.
well, no, you get a flat rate plus a percentage is the way it works. So
No,
could be on-
finding a good sales guy.
well, yes, but it's normally like an 80-20 or a 70-30 split. That the 70% is your base, which you negotiate when you apply for the job, and then you get the whatever you earn over that is a percentage based on the deals, and that often, like I know some guys who are cleaning up because they got a really good sales guy and they got a really good SE and they're teamed up together,
Yeah.
and they just kick it time after time after time, and they
It-
just nail deals.
It also depends on the product too. Like I guess it'd be an uncle that does that, and it's basically software for hospitals, and he just makes a killing for it. Like
Yeah, because there's so few vendors out there that do it, that it's a very niche product and everybody wants it because
Yeah.
it's a standard across all of them. Yeah, but again, it depends. Like one of the products my company does, I'm not an SE, but one of the products my company does is a backup software. Everybody needs backup software. Whether you're in the cloud or on premise, you need backup software. And it's the hottest cake. It has been the hottest cake out there for 15 years. It's the biggest product that everybody buys, right? So, and it's like selling it's like selling candy to kids, right? It just goes like that. It's very, very easy. Certain products sell really easy. Other products, and there's a bit more work involved, but the outcome is result.
The company I work for still uses TSM.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
I don't have an affiliate link for them. No. I'm sorry. If anyone else has an affiliate link for GST3D,
I don't.
send it on to Rich.
Nope. I have an affiliate link.
Ping
Open
Jerry,
Build.
actually, Rich. Jerry might have one. I'm not
Open
sure.
Build. It's the only
I know
one
he's busy. He's not here tonight because he's busy prepping because he's cooking tomorrow. But ping him. Actually, go see if you can get your own affiliate link with him and then buy it on your own affiliate link. So you get the
Yep.
money back. But
Open Build through my affiliate link. I need some money.
just share it around. We all like when we're buying stuff. We all like it. The good thing about affiliate links is it doesn't change the price for the end user, and it gives a little tiny little kickback towards the. It's not much. It could be a few bucks here and there, but it gives that tiny little kickback, and over time that builds up. You know. So you finish your longer review about longer, okay? I'll have a look at it later on, or no, tomorrow. I'll look at it tomorrow. I won't be able to look at it tonight.
What?
Cool.
Tripod got longer?
It's a shorter longer.
Well, one's shorter, one's longer, right? But Sorry, John. No, he got the longer.
I didn't even get that at first. It just clicked to me when you said sorry, John. I was like, oops.
He found it funny. That's okay.
Oh, he always does. He's not.
I know, but still.
If he's offended, he will let you know. Otherwise,
I know he will.
Don't worry about it.
But I know, but still.
John's pretty easy
How
going.
dare you?
Just know he'll give it right.
If I wasn't friends with him, I would never say that. So we still are friends now, are we, John?
Just went down a notch.
Wait, when were you?
Yeah, well, my rating with John just dropped. That's okay. I say stuff to make me laugh, not about anybody else. If other people find it funny, that's better. But it's all about the humor is for me. But the yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, guys, check out Tripod's Garage. He's just released a new video about the longer laser engraver that they've recently released. What do you say? Yes, I probably would.
IP67 is not waterproof. Oh.
What did you say?
Oh, I'm looking at different solar controllers, trying to figure out which one I want to go with for the chicken coop. And I just found one that Renogy Voyager, Renogy's a decent company, and it says it's waterproof. Yeah, it's an IP67 rating. That's not waterproof.
You can always put it in a container and put a sealer on it.
Put it under a freaking little glass.
It needs to be able to dissipate heat.
Yeah, you can always put a heat sink in there.
Put it under a glass awning. It can still dissipate heat.
There's ways to dissipate heat. I do it with my Raspberry Pi for my all-sky camera.
Right, but my problem is don't call it waterproof unless it's at least an IP 90 something.
Didn't even know IP was a waterproofing rating.
Yeah.
IP daily?
IP freely.
Is that a rating? IP freely? Yeah.
Where was that from? Was that from?
I don't know. They used to be the joke.
I think it was
like brown spot on the wall by Who Threw Poo.
Yeah, so that's special on the wall by Who Flung Dung. Yeah.
So speaking
green
of
spot on the wall by Pick 'em and Flick 'em.
Speaking of dissipation, I got one of these up to 90C.
I've ran my Raspberry Pi at about 130 degrees.
Yeah.
In the summer, outside in the hot day sun. Oh yeah, like especially in the early morning, like when it's really in the height of summer, and because during the night it gathers images, which is not enough for the processing power, right? But in the morning it compiles those images into a time lapse. That you see it starting off, and all of a sudden the process goes 20%, 20%, 20%, 110%, and it stays there for an hour before it drops down again when it finally finished. Yeah, and it cooks at that time. I've run it all the way up. I mean, I'm surprised the Pi survived it, but it does.
What are you using the solar for in the chicken coop?
Lights.
Oh.
I'm setting up, so I have a solar controller and a 10 amp hour battery. I have a DC light bulb on the way, and I have a DC timer here. And it's that way we can try to get the chickens to have a longer light cycle in hopes that they'll start laying eggs again.
Oh, so you want to make their days longer. Okay.
Yes.
So you'll have to use LED lights inside for that.
I have as I said, I got an DC LED light bulb on the way. It'll be here Sunday.
Yeah. And you don't really have to deal with cold that much down there anyway, do you?
Not with the greenhouse thing that I'm using as the pen. It's supposed to drop to 20 tonight, but that's
20 is not cold.
No.
Not
when the chickens are used to Illinois, northern Illinois.
Yeah. You're fairly north, so you do get the cold weather.
Actually, we're expecting, according to our weather people, we're expecting possible -10 soon.
Well,
we're below freezing already, which is unusual.
we had almost 50 degrees today, and it's November.
Yeah, we had just the opposite. It was cold and miserable here today, and I was out in the garage going, "Please don't freeze."
No, I mean, we had
Please
stayed warm,
don't
and we
freeze
have.
up.
I think it's supposed to be in the mid 40s here tomorrow, and that's still warm for this time of year.
I thought the whole nation was going under a cold break this week.
I think the west coast is supposed to get cold. The central
We're
and
cold.
west side is supposed to get cold, and then the east side is supposed to warm up a little bit.
No, we're supposed to be cold. Well, tomorrow's supposed to be the warmest day, but after that, they're actually talking snow for us on Monday.
Yeah,
Yep.
that wouldn't surprise me if we get snow. Let me check the forecast for us because we get similar weathers like you do.
Whether
Yeah, Shane, this is what happens when you hang out with the old people. We talk about the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, the coldest
where
we
the hell
have
are you?
Friday. We're going to have 21. Is going to be the low.
Where are you?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm in Michigan.
that's what I thought.
We're not far from each. We're geographically not that.
Yeah, low today is 36, low
Yeah,
tomorrow
you're
is
about the
28,
same
and then we
whatever
pop back up to the
longitude,
40s.
Yeah, but
Actually, I think you're a little higher than
well,
I am.
it doesn't matter to me because now that I have an enclosure inside, I can 3D print resin. I can 3D print whatever I want. I can even use my laser engravers my diode engravers inside the house without any issues. So I don't care. I used to only do Aspender's Food and Weather channel. Yeah, we're going to go back to 3D printing now. So Aspender's, we're going to go to. I put an enclosure inside that's really big, so I can put my big diode lasers in there, and it has a air extraction, and I can also put my resin printers in there when I'm doing resin prints, so I can actually maintain a chamber without getting all the fumes into the room, and it extracts out to the outside. So I don't have that issue anymore. Like as I said, I used to only do resin in the late spring, summer, and into early fall. And when it started getting cold, I'd stop resin printing.
Common ground positive. Screw that.
So, did anyone see the? Did anyone see there's the launches? There's been a few launches.
It's unusual.
No?
I usually watch them. Rockets are cool.
Rockets are super cool. Yeah. The DART mission has been launched, which is a mission to, has it been or is about to be launched? It's a mission to redirect 2 asteroids. It's a test.
Up, like in the movies.
No. It's not going to blow them up. It's going to impact them and
blow up
shift them.
Shift them. Yeah.
Yeah, because like when it's far away, a tiny bit of movement in one direction. I mean, a minuscule bit of movement increases over time, right?
And then
Murphy's Law. We're going to hit it. It's going to change its trajectory just like we want. It's going the wrong direction. And it's going to slam into the ISS, and then we're going to down direction.
Yeah, no. That's not going to happen.
Hit the wrong side of the asteroid. Instead of clipping us now, it's going to be a direct
hit. DART is happening, and then they've delayed the James Webb launch again by only a few days because they were mounting the telescope to a base, and there's a ring, like a strap ring, that actually holds them together, and the ring broke. Now that's not the scope damage, but it broke with such because it's under tension. It broke with such a violent reaction that they can replace the ring, right? But they have to go. They want to take a few days because there was such a loud sound from it. They want to inspect the spacecraft to make sure nothing was damaged during it. So they delayed it a few days just to give it a once over to make sure everything's okay before they put on a new strap to hold it in place and to mount it in the rocket. So it's going to happen in December. It's going to be a few days delay is all. So I can't wait for that to go up. James Webb is huge. It's the biggest telescope ever sent to space. So that'll be a cool one to see. But it's not visual. It's an infrared scope. It doesn't. It's not visual like Hubble is. And there goes the conversation when science was solved.
So
I'm sorry,
anyhow,
I'm reading about solar controllers.
Oh,
so anyhow, with the Prusa XL, one of the things
yes.
besides what Llama said, getting the general population and the monkeys, hitting it with a hammer. One of the things that I'm really curious about is how that Cyclido gear is gonna hold up over time, because from what I read, it's all aluminum, and if you get any it's a lot of friction. So if you get any dirt or anything like that in there, what is that? How is that
You
gonna?
will have to put a cleaner sponge on your filament before it goes in.
Well, that part of it is inside of. There's a lot of friction there. That's the thing that I'm.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have to make sure your filament is cleaner. It's clean. So you have to put a sponge on your filament before it goes in to make sure it's cleaned off before it enters the extruder. Because any dust that gets in there that was on the filament that was being stored or whatever like that, could feed into that.
This is not on the feeding side of it. It's actually off on its. It looks like it's in its own container.
Okay,
type of thing.
I haven't seen a close up of it, so I haven't looked into it. Here's my.
I think everything I've seen about it are good ideas. I really like the idea that they're finally using. I don't know if you realize, but your CNC, you home your CNC like he's showing. You have a little thing and it taps and it senses. And
but Lulzbot has been doing that forever,
and that's way better than all of these BL touches and stuff. You just need a metal something.
Well,
metal something at a set height. You just hold it there. It hits it. And boom, you're done. None of this poking around 8,000 times.
Llama, Lulzbot has been doing that since forever on their bed. If they touch four corners, and that's their holding.
Yeah, no, that's a little different actually, but
it's
a similar concept. But
well, the XL is actually different. It's kind of like that Creality CR6 SE, whatever it is, or it's got a strain gauge, so it's actually.
And the CR10 Smart has that too. And you know what? It's as useful as a chocolate teapot. on a CR10 dumb, it doesn't work. And the Z offset and the mesh leveling, it doesn't follow its own mesh. It creates the mesh and doesn't even use it. Even though you put in the G code to call the mesh, to recall the mesh, doesn't work.
Well, that's reality. So
I'm just saying it's crap. So if it's going to be implemented properly, it'll be great, right?
Yeah,
but properly is the key, right?
I still think the strain gauge is a bad idea. I think they're better off just putting some kind of an electronic clip that when that nozzle hits, it trips it, and that's that. The only problem is
who did it right?
Metal sensor to short out to.
Do you know who did it right? I think the one company that did it really well is Jade Labo. They have an Idex machine, and have you seen how they level their bed? You have a glass bed, right, on the machine. You take off the glass bed to level your bed. To take off the glass, they know the dimensions of the glass, right? So you take the glass off. In the center of the bed, there's a hole, right? And the nozzle comes out, goes into that hole, goes forward, backwards, left, right, touch down, and it senses and creates a circuit on all those all those 5 points, right? And you have to bring in Mike. Hey, Mike. So it does all those 5 points, and then to offset extruder 2, because it's an Idex, it brings out extruder 2 and does the same, and then knows the difference, and then adjusts the extruder 2 automatically because it knows the differences for Z, right? But having that in the center of the bed, which is always the high or the low point, if you get it right there, and then it goes off and probes the bed afterwards, and it automates the leveling of the bed.
Yeah.
And then when it's done, you just slip the bed back on again, clip it in place.
So many
and they're done.
better ways than what we use.
But it's way better. That solution is a great way of doing it. He's asleep on the sofa. Good place for him. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, take care, Rich. Have a good evening. Rich is not doing it. He's actually taking a break over Thanksgiving because it's one of his big holidays. He's actually in New Jersey right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's got, I think it's New Jersey. He said it was New Jersey or New York. He's got family up there, so.
Hey, Mike, how much is the shipping?
I gotta find out because actually, it's still sitting in a box on the table. I have something else I gotta mail out anyway, though, so I have to go to the post office very soon, which means
And
I
so
will
you'll
find
get it
out-
by Christmas because the post office is going so slow. You'll get it
What
by
do you
Christmas
ship it?
now.
Oh, that's perfect.
Is that one of those bed sliders? The
yeah, I'm sending them out a busted printer and a printer that's like partially there.
And I'm going to make them work.
yeah.
I'm just gonna switch the hot end, and then you'll be good.
Because UPS or USPS will pick up now as long as you have box dimensions and weight.
If you have them pre-boxed, and you schedule it with them,
Pick
yeah.
it up.
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
Then you don't have to go to the post office.
I got another box of stuff which has to go out. I got to ship out anyway. It's just I haven't had to go to the post office, Pandemic.
Get it.
I haven't had to drive the
It
car.
was mostly a joke, Mike. I haven't been streaming on my own lately, so I wouldn't have been able to uphold my side of the deal anyways right at that time.
Getting it fixed, you mean?
No, one of the deals is I have it running when I'm streaming.
Yeah, you got to play with it.
Yeah.
You could actually do a stream. You could actually do a live stream of the build, get the printer working, and then do a stream of how to implement the I don't know what you call it, the bed scooper or whatever you call it, the one to take the part off.
The auto drop system.
The auto drop system.
The ejector.
The auto drop ejector system.
The Mike boot. He boots it off the bed.
Well, see, my answer is when you do something like that, you just have to get a servo
Hey,
and a hammer, and when the print is done and the axis moves up, the hammer comes on, goes pop, and knocks it off the bed. That's all you have to do is a hammer.
That would actually be cool.
A rubber mallet on a servo.
Well,
Pop.
they did
hammer come
that.
out
They
and
had
keep-
the punch out from Matter Hackers.
I didn't see that one, but yeah.
I'd like
Punch
to
out
see
or a
one.
hammer.
That would
I
be
use a
fun.
rubber mallet.
The old boot and foot thing.
Oh, you could do the boot coming off the top of the Z-axis.
Yeah.
Oh, this had a
Just down
boxing
and
glove on
Just
like
come down and
on
whack
one of
it
those
out.
things, which was like
Oh
the
yeah,
scissors.
yeah. No, but the boot that's a good idea. I think the boot hanging off the top of the Z-axis. So when the print is done, the boot comes on and kicks it off the bed and goes back up again. You could use a grab. All you need is a service to lift it up, because what you could do is once you release it, it just comes down and gravity would cause it to do.
I can't remember
back
what now.
That's
Yeah,
not
and then you
reliable
watch
on all
and you watch it hit the part, and the part pops off and takes a quarter of the bed with it.
But
Well,
it's fun, right?
Hey,
Well,
look, you
it-
can get anything off of a glass bed if you shatter the bed.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know this for a fact.
You don't even have to shatter it. Just chip a chunk
Just
out.
use a PEI sheet and you can get it off the bed easy.
Yeah, I printed a very large PETG piece that had a good base to it, and as it cooled, it took a chunk of the glass out on its own.
Yeah, glass does that. Unless you have a release agent, glass does
And
that.
it was borosilicate glass, even with the layer with that coating on it. It still
Doesn't
took
matter. You still need a release agent.
If it gets
Yeah,
a hold
no,
of that
well,
glass,
I
it's all
actually
over.
did. The problem was I was using my PLA profile, which didn't have the Z step to raise it up a little bit.
You're too much squish in the bed.
Yep.
You should have been at a 0.3 instead of a 0.2 for the first layer.
Anyway,
Yep.
I'm off to
Get
go
out
to
of
bed.
here, Llama.
Later.
All right, Llama, take care. Ciao.
Yeah, I can't
Hello.
show you the miniature belt printer right now.
Is that the new one? From
The beta?
No, this is a different one. This is a different one. This is going to be a sub $200 machine. I've been working with this guy who's been he's been working on the design for a while now, and it's a nice, it's cute. It's a tiny little belt printer.
So it's secret right now, is it, the design?
Yeah, a little bit. I think that the end goal is to have it so that the assembled kit, which comes in basically 3 parts that you clip together, That's going to be around $200, and then like a parts kit, not including any of the plastic bits, being 120, and with the plastic like 150.
Okay,
Tiny little belt printer, so cute.
but it doesn't matter on a belt printer. This print, like the Z being the belt, the X and the Y being the other two axes, doesn't really will be your only limitation, because the Z is never a limit, right? So in that situation, if you're printing multiple small components, the size of the belt printer doesn't matter.
No,
As long as
plus this one's just so cute, and it's going to be a sub $200 machine. So
I like that.
I like the idea of that, because like that, like a couple of those for Toys for Tots, I could throw out my parts goodo.
Well, if you wanted one of the first, because right now we got I think there's like a batch of about 15 that we got parts for, and the parts for the printed bits, those are still going through a little bit of iteration, but all the hardware, like the actual stuff we had to buy, that was all it's all good. Like, we got all that stuff.
How does it do with TPU?
Right now it's basically PLA only. It doesn't have a heated bed. It's a toy. It really is. It's a tiny little printer.
Well, right, but I print a ton of tiny little parts for my drones that are all TPU.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to test it. I have no idea how well it would work.
Well, let the designer know you got somebody who's willing to test it by printing a ton of TPU.
Yeah, but you'd have to put a heated bed on it for TPU.
No, not necessarily. I printed TPU on a cold bed.
Well,
I suppose it depends on the surface you're printing on.
So you already got printer, which is good, so you could print out stuff, all like the little parts. I don't think any of them are too big. You could print them on pretty much any commodity hardware. If you
my most reliable printer is 235 by 235.
Okay, yeah, that's plenty enough to print all the parts that you'd need. If you want, I could try to get you his contact details and PayPal info. And if you wanted to order a kit of all the stuff, not necessarily with the printed parts, or if you wanted to get a whole machine,
right.
He could do that. And those prices that I quoted, those are good prices. Like, that's legit what it's going to be.
That includes the hot end and everything.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. It's got like a Creality standard, like, style hot end.
I got a couple of those laying around.
Yeah, it's not a bad machine.
I've got 4 Creality hot ends laying around.
So
I've replaced them all with Chimeras.
So
I actually because I do a lot of review machines. I leave 90% of my machines stock, and I don't have issues with them.
Because I'm printing a lot of TPU. I don't like Bowden.
Well, no, I have some direct drives as well. So if I want to do TPU, I have a couple of direct drives for those. And I've actually done TPU on an Ender 5 Plus with a really long ribbon. Really long Bowden tube. I did Ninja Flex.
Yeah,
on that.
I've done it.
And
it ain't fun.
And it printed fine. No, it was you print slow, but it printed fine.
That's my problem. Is the slow.
Ideally, a direct drive. Delta would be fantastic for TPUs.
Yes, and the Delta, what Mike is talking about possibly sending me is a Delta.
Oh, it's going to be it's a cute little tiny Delta. It's based on the MP Mini Delta. So
do you think I can fit an LGX on it?
What do you mean by fit? What's the LGX? Is that a control board?
Bondtech LGX hot end. The direct drive.
It's
a tiny direct drive.
He's going to show it to you.
An Orbiter with a Riva would fit on there probably.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's really small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
it-
yeah.
it's
No,
really-
it is. It's a tiny printer.
But they're good though. Deltas are really good for accuracy.
Well, and that printer is perfect for what I need because I'm printing parts that are anywhere between 2.5 to 3 inches.
Oh
Square.
yeah, that would rock it. Yeah.
Yeah, and this thing is just it is rigid as can be because this whole thing, all the axes are
Shane's one.
like these are aluminum extrusions.
Look at Shane's one. It wobbles. It does a dance.
Is that the one you brought to Murph?
No.
Oh, okay.
I brought
Hey,
this one
Matt,
to
how are you?
Earthfall.
Let me post a link if anyone wants to jump in. I know you're at work, but there's a link if someone wants to jump in. I can have 6 in here at a time, so.
Well, and I'm gonna jump out soon.
So I'm
Been a
gonna say
long, busy day.
I'm gonna say something to Mike that's gonna make him happy. Output.g code from the Raspberry Pi is being printed on the CR30.
So
Say that again?
yeah, so one of the things, right? We'd worked on getting the belt slicer working for command line usage, so we could use it on the AutoDrop platform.
Yeah.
But we promised we were going to open source that a while back. When we initially contracted out to get the work done to port all of the stuff from the Cura UI to the command line thing. So that was all working. It worked on the Intel servers. It worked all nicey nice. But we couldn't get it running on the Raspberry Pis because there was something weird with the math libraries, and it's doing its own support generation and stuff before it slices by Cura. So it was kind of difficult. And Shane figured all that stuff out as far as getting the math and mitigations working on the Pi, which is great. And that was like just this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so gotta test it out. Actually, proof in the pudding is in the eating, so I want to see how it works.
Yeah.
You're going to love that support material that thing generates because it just pops out. If you have round holes and you're going to love it.
So,
So Shane, do you have round holes?
hold on, come on. See, there goes the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a belt printer. I need to try and get one.
Do you want one of those little tiny ones? I know a guy.
I'd want to see it first because I need to see if it'll do what I need.
I had it assembled, but I literally took everything apart.
Get the guy that's
stripping back plastic.
You have my contact information already, right? Because we've communicated.
Yeah. I
So get the guy to send me pictures of what it looks like and the build area and stuff, because I just see a use for something like Toys for Tots and stuff because they're not big, and they're great for knocking off multiple parts. And I could just put a big spool of material and hit go and walk away from it. And like, I'd put a 10-kilo spool on there on a spool holder with bearings, so there'd be no friction, and just let it rock.
So just for an example, this was the kind of crappy but functional belt, which was the early prototype thing. Okay,
yeah,
that was the belt. So
that wouldn't be big enough to build a train. I mean, it might be because it's progressing forward. It might be.
Yeah. So my hand, it's a little bit wider, but you can get most of it with the head. It's so tiny. It's fun.
Matt, it's going okay. I haven't had as much time printing on it as I'd like to because I've been just so busy because heading up towards Thanksgiving, I had a lot to get done because I have products releasing next month. So I have a lot of work to get done before Thanksgiving. I might even be working a little bit over the break, but I want to get back to it because I have an area set up for it. I have it in a chamber, so the fumes get extracted outside and so on. And I want to do more prints on it. Actually, I have one or two already planned to do. I just need to get the time. But it's a nice printer. The print quality out of it is really good. That's the Uniformation GK1, 5K, 10.1 inch screen resin. I did an unboxing of it a few weeks ago. It's a nice machine. It's really nice. I love the fact that you don't have a lid to lift off and put out of the way anymore. You just tilt it up and it stays on the printer. And when you're ready, you close it down, you hit print, and then you leave it alone. And you come back to it and you open the lid. There's no moving parts around. It's
So kind of like the old Anycubics.
yeah. But it's such a for small little printers. I understand the lift off. You could probably integrate them, but there's more costs involved, right?
Mm.
But for a large printer that costs, what is this, $700, right? You should not have to be lifting these big lids off and all this kind of stuff and dealing with all that crap.
What they need is like the bellows on the front of the XL, where you just slap it up and there you go. There's your front.
Shower curtains.
Yeah, because you can make it out of like polypropylene or something like that. Some sort of plastic that won't allow it to come through, but it's flexible. So basically, like a shower curtain, like what Mike said.
Yeah, we want to be able to see through it though. Then maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
you can get that stuff going pretty clear. So.
Yeah, but it's a good printer though. I like the printer. It's nice and tidy. It prints fast, about 3 seconds a layer, 2.5 3 seconds a layer, and it does really good quality prints. I don't have any in here. I did a couple they're outside the other room, but it prints really well. Actually, I printed. He was printed on it. That's my FU cancer there.
Nice.
But he was printed on it. I was going to start printing those and give them out to hospitals, to the cancer ward. So they're for adults only, of course. But and I have a buddy of mine who's just been through cancer. He got the all clear. I was going to send one down to. I'm going to send that one down to him, as a little celebration that he's got the all clear. He finally got the all clear of it. So
cool.
Yeah, but. I was thinking. The only reason as I said, I was about belts. The only use I'd have for a belt would be something like mass production for Toys for Tots or something along those lines.
Yeah, anything
I
you
wouldn't
can
have a use
do
for that. So, I'm not into building 3D printing long swords or anything like that. That is not the type of stuff that I do. So. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun to do two halves of a sword and do it together, but I personally don't have a need for that. I want to see the new. Actually, there's a new one out there that's actually what just finished on Kickstarter. I believe.
You're talking about the one that's convertible between a Cartesian and one.
Yes.
I have a feeling that's going to get whacked by Stratasys.
I don't think so.
The fact that it prints in an upright position,
it can do both.
It can
do both.
Yeah, but just because it can do both.
Yeah, because the fact it can do both makes it different enough from their design to not fall under.
They have patented printing on a XYZ. They've patented using XYZ to print on a belt. That's what they are.
It all depends on who's got the better lawyer.
Well, and it all depends on if they want to pursue it. Well, it also depends on if they want to pursue it, because there's there's a lot of like the term FDM they patented.
Yep.
And everybody uses it. So you'll see FDM or FFF, right?
Except for I have actually seen a few companies quickly about face and stop using FDM in their products because they got a cease and desist order.
But it's okay. But again, it depends on whether or not they want to pursue it or not as well, right? You could say the same that they could have gone after Creality and they haven't.
Well, Creality uses a different thing. It's a 45-degree angle. It's not XYZ. It's different.
It's still XYZ.
we're also talking about the usage of the term epitaxy.
in the patent that the Stratasys has for the belt stuff, it doesn't cover that. But Bill Steele has some IP in that area, and then it looks like there might be some contention because there's some European patents that just dropped on belt printing, which could be problematic coming up.
But
I've unfortunately dealt with patent and trademark law.
yeah, and so there's a lot of possibility. I don't think they're going to get hit. I have a feeling they're not. Because
I have a feeling they'll be out of business before they get hit with it.
I know they've met their goal already. They've
met their goal, but they could be a one-hit wonder. You know,
I've spoken with the guys. They've been around a while.
Okay.
I don't think they will be. I don't think they will be. I've spoken with the guys there. And I don't think there's going to be a one-hit wonder. I have a feeling they have more to do. They have other plans. They can't reveal them, obviously, because this is their first machine, but I have a feeling they'll be around a while. And they may not be a big mark, but they'll be around a while in their niche area. And their machine, for stuff like Toys for Tots, to be able to print at normal extrusion speeds with a normal XYZ printer, not all first layer like you do with a belt printer. It's much slower, but being able to print at normal full speed like 60, 70, 80 millimeters a second print speeds, that makes a big difference.
It's not all slow when you do with the 45s. You can print
every 45 I've seen is slower. Every one I've seen is slower.
Oh yeah, you could print you could print long flat things, and you're maximizing your contact with the build surface. If you have stuff that's not all straight up against the build surface, it prints a lot faster.
Of course, when you leave the print surface, but the big thing about it, like once you're no longer putting a layer on the build surface, then you can speed it up. But in most 45 degrees, the vast majority of your part is going to be on the build surface.
No, it's only the bottom edge. It's just the bottom line.
Just the whole bottom layer, you mean?
Yeah, anything that's making contact with the belt is going to be what takes longer to print. All the rest of the lines that it's doing do not take as long.
See you, Zolan. Waiting for the... All right.
So I think, but you can print faster, you can actually print faster in a lot of cases. The majority of your part will print faster, other than the very first layer, which is one shot, or maybe the first two layers. Then everything is straight up, right? So that's often faster. So because
anything that's going not horizontally across the bottom will be fast.
Correct. So with given that. That has an advantage over a normal belt printer, right? And it does make your prints faster. Your printing, so it has its positive sides, and I think a lot of people are seeing the positive side of that once they see the benefits of going that direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Zolan, thank you. If you haven't already, guys, like and subscribe. Please do so. Thanks for the reminder, Zolan. But so there is a lot of upsides to it. And having the option to switch also has its upside, because if you want to do the continuous Z option for a really long part, a single really long part, then you have that option too.
Do you mind if I send the link to this stream thing to my buddy who has the printer? Because he's got the printer and he can show it off if you want.
The small printer?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. If he's got one, he wants to come on and show it to us, by all means. Send him the StreamYard link and ask him if he wants to jump on. We'll be here for about another 20 to 30 minutes. If he wants to jump in. This 1 second, guys. Let me grab some water. 1 second.
So now's the time when we can make all. Okay, we can stop swearing.
It's okay. I only
Okay.
swear when I see you in the
3
background.
minutes. So he'll be connecting in 3 minutes.
Okay, well, you can just give him the StreamYard link. He can come on and he can
Mhm.
show us what his printer and give us a tour of his printer. It'd be nice to see. We always like new technology, and this will be an exclusive for everybody out there who hasn't seen who's not involved in this with him.
Oh yeah, this is cute. This has got to be the printers
dinky.
make me smile.
Dinky.
No, it's definitely not dinky. But
I said dinky, not dingy. Not. That's not a bad word. That just means small.
It's definitely the cutest little machine I've seen. Like, it just brings a smile to your face when you look at it.
And if it can print, well, man, yeah, I'd like to see it because it's interesting. Like, I get to see a lot of new machines, like the Mixware. Did you see the Mixware machine, which is an Idex, which got linear rails pretty much everywhere, and it has got a 350-degree nozzle temp. Do you see that one?
Which one is this? What's the nozzle temp?
Mixware Hyper S.
No, what's the nozzle temp?
350 degrees.
I mean, that's like what you need
It's
for
high temp.
ABS.
Yeah, but you don't need 250 is ABS. This is 350 for high end, like carbon fibers and all other really high temperature materials, right? So you can print exotic stuff on it. But that's doing really well on Kickstarter right now too. Actually, last week they jumped on. They were trying to do a live stream on their own last week, and they were having problems. So I spun up my live stream. I went online impromptu.
Mm-hmm.
I had about 25 people jump on the stream at any one time. But I just impromptu just went live again, and I had those guys come on, and they were talking about their printers and showing around their office, their engineering offices, and so on. They were showing their extruder tests. They pulled out container after container after container after container of big containers of spaghetti, running their extruder tests continuously. They're just extruding nonstop to stress test their extruders. I mean, like, you know those big plastic totes that you use for your winter gear and all those big heavy duty totes? They had mountains of those filled with spaghetti from the extruders, just churning out material, stress testing the extruders. I mean, he put his hands in it. It looked like it was Rapunzel's hair he was pulling out of this container.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, Justin. I sent it to you. Look in Discord.
It was crazy, actually, the amount of... but they were stress testing their extruder to make sure it did what it needed to do. That company has been around for 5 years, and they're only now releasing a product. The last 5 years has been R&D
funding.
Yeah, the last 5 years has been research.
Somebody had deep pockets to finance that kind of an operation.
Oh yeah, and you want to jump in, Justin? Okay, here we go. Rob.
Yeah, Rob is the guy.
I'm waiting for his video to come on. He's not connected properly yet. It still doesn't show his video or audio connected yet. Oh, there you go. He disconnected again.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get his camera working. I think he's trying to use Chrome as opposed to Firefox, which, I don't know, whatever.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
That link. Oh, no. Yeah. How did I make such a mistake and let him in? Hey, Justin.
I heard you had one of those belt printers. How's it working?
He's not talking about it. You got no audio.
Sorry.
God, that's the best Justin ever. No audio.
Yeah. So the printer is a piece of crap.
Wait now. Say that again.
It's rough.
It's a beta machine. It's an alpha machine, actually. It's not even beta.
I have serial number 1, as you can see.
What do you expect?
It's not getting any better.
Ah.
It's not enclosed, Gary. No, it's not. And certain materials don't need to be enclosed at high temperature
Put a
only
cardboard
some
box over it.
and you could put a box over it. Yeah, we're still here, John.
All right,
Yep.
so let me zoom in on this thing here.
Look, like Justin, we looked at the printer. We on day one we saw issues, right? So
Yes. All right, so I have reprinted almost every part
Here,
of
Rob.
this printer.
Hey,
we're just going to go over this with Justin, and then we want you to show us your machine.
okay.
So this is for Rob, this is the Tiny Belt Beta 1. Beta, literally serial number 1.
Alpha 1.
Alpha 1. Yeah, this should not say beta. This should say alpha. What do I don't even know where to start. I ended up reprinting most of the parts. Put clipper on it, and I'm having some belt issues. I have a new belt coming Friday. As you can see, the belt is not flat.
But he's done a new iteration anyway of the belt anyway recently.
A little bit. I literally just finished installing the Micro Swiss hot end, which I do need to tighten because the stock hot end was a standard, CR10, hot end.
Hey, those work. Nothing wrong with those.
No, they work.
But I'm particular.
Well, I like the Micro Swiss because it's an all metal. So
yes. Biggest thing: 12-volt power supply, 24-volt bed.
So you're using step-up converters.
No. He literally had a 12-volt power supply running through an E3 V2 to power a 24-volt bed.
Well, that's really good. That's really good as hand warmers.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it stops, but that's about all it warms.
Yeah.
So
You know how long it took to get from 20C to 60C?
10 minutes.
40.
Is that a big giant PCB that it's on?
No, it's one of those MK2A beds.
Oh, it's like aluminum and all that.
Yeah,
it works.
Okay, so you can't just like cut a trace halfway through
and add more power. No.
Well, see,
40 minutes.
Okay, well that's way too slow.
So
touch the X gantry again. Watch this. No. Touch with one finger.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, that's
I have an issue.
Wobble.
Yep.
And on day one we said that was a problem. That needs more support.
Now I bought a Meanwell 24-volt PSU. That's installed right here. I do need to remount it underneath. I can have this bed heated up to 70C in less than 2 minutes.
That's the way it should be for such a small bed because it's a half, isn't it?
300 by 300 bed.
Isn't that half heated? It's only a half the bed you're heating, right?
I don't know.
You didn't look under the bed to see if it's a full pad or a half pad?
I can't because the belt's on it.
Oh, okay.
So, other than that, once I put 24 volts on, it's a happier printer. Much happier.
Well, let's have a look at Rob's machine, which is this new belt printer that Rob was
yeah. This is a sexy little beast.
So,
All right.
This guy is now just to let you know, Mike has set the stage here. And he says everyone's going to fall in love with this printer. It's so small.
Yeah, I'm excited for Mike's
he talks about it like it's a woman. He says it's really cute and pretty and stuff like that. So
I'm excited for Mike's printer.
Oh yeah, no, it sounds like a cool idea. So that's why.
So this is
setting you up. This is the
Rob.
setup that Mike is giving you.
Oh, look at this! Look at. So show the assembly of like how easy it is to put together from the front and the.
Sure. So this is obviously tiny little belt printer. It snaps together.
Yep.
So I'm just having to move it over a little bit, doing it one-handed, so it's difficult because I'm holding it up. But there you go. There's the XY gantry.
Nice.
Separated already. So that snaps back together again. It's using a centerless homing.
This is for this model, by the way.
Right. With a Tremec drivers, of course, because it's centerless homing. It uses cycloidal gearbox for the belt reduction. Everything is done with 28 BYJ 48 motors.
Nice.
It's using a CR10 hot end. Everything's done with 608 skate bearings. It's got the extruder built into the sidewall over here.
Right.
Yep. The belt tensioning is done with zip ties.
Yeah, I love it.
Along 608 bearings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's really cheap, and it takes not too long to assemble.
Right.
So
that'd be cool. And this is Mike's printer that he's.
I've been flogging it hard.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to get the order page set up on your site there pretty soon.
Okay. This is actually Mike and I designed it, mainly myself, but no, we've been doing it together. Yeah.
Sure, take all the credit. I mean, what?
hey, look,
it's okay. Rob, you don't know Justin
and guidance.
You would learn. We just ignore him
much more.
and just nod your head and he goes away.
We're on YouTube, but I'll give you that.
Do you guys have any questions about it?
How much?
STL.
Gary's spending too much time on Facebook groups. STL, what's the STL?
How much is the printer?
The printer, we're looking at releasing it for a kit for what, Mike? We were talking about, what, $160 for the kit?
Yeah, so 160 or 150 shipped for the actual kit itself. 200 for it mostly assembled. Except, it's going to be like 3 pieces that you like clip together. And then the cheap, which is just going to be the electronics and motors package and all the belts and stuff, everything that you can't 3D print. That kit is going to be, I think, 120, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's so tiny.
How stable is that X gantry?
The X gantry or the Y gantry up here?
Oh, sorry, the Y gantry. Forgive me.
It's I mean, you can deflect it with your hand, but it prints fairly well. I have some not so great prints here to show you if you're curious, because I had problems with stringing on one of them. I ran this without any string control, without any retraction.
Yeah, there's a lot of string there.
yeah, it looks like it sneezed. But minus the stringing, I think it turned out all right. A little bit of swaying in the back here, but again, it's not a finished product yet, but I think it's fairly good for the price point.
This was like the first test of that new gearbox. So,
right.
So, yeah.
How much printing have you done on one?
On one, well, we've been reiterating it, and so the definition of what one printer is kind of
subjective.
Subjective, yeah.
It's been iterated. So when was it? When was the first one printing? That was what, about 6 months ago?
Yes, and I actually have some of the remnant parts of it over there, but it wasn't a good design. But no, we've been printing with these, for about 6 months. Some of the parts on here have about 60 hours on them. Some of them have about 2.
Nice.
And we're not using real linear bearings. We're using PTFE tubing over the, I don't know if you can see it, PTFE tubing zip tied over the 3mm rods.
Oh, nice. So the PTFE tubing gives you lubrication instead of using a bearing there.
It was perfect.
So you're using what? What type of? Where are you getting the sourcing the tubing from? That's not a normal 3mm.
3mm filament's a thing.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, so you're just using 3mm PTFE.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the zip tie with a little bit of a pinch gives it everything it needs.
Yeah, there's.
Because they use the white tubing, which is has a lot more give in them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you can see, I'm moving the whole gantry. It's not. There's no play in the movement of the in the bearings.
And it's all what, PETG?
This is actually PLA. It's SE PLA in this build.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because it's rigid. Yeah.
What's the belt material?
The belt material is, right now, it's just fabric doped with Elmer's glue.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it works.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was Michael's idea. We played with about 4 or 5 different belt materials. Everything from painter's tape and aluminum foil up to fabric and upholstery cloth and all sorts of stuff.
I wonder if, Justin...
Yeah.
Tiny belts, they're going to be doing a lot of belt design.
Yeah, he has belt. He actually has belt material.
So I'm wondering, would their material be a good belt material for it?
I mean, you can try it. The thing is that it's costly.
Yes, but
I don't know
maybe
what
not
you
at
charge
that
for a belt.
size. Maybe not at the size that we're talking about.
The nice thing about having it fabric is that you can basically double it up and then have a nice seam, so everything is very much one piece.
Well, you
as
want to put a
opposed to,
fabric
like,
underneath, and then a top layer, then it comes up and then merges end to end.
Yeah, you can do that, but you end up with delamination issues. If you sew it, the sewn belts stay together very nicely.
Right.
Okay, because I thought when you sew them, you would have a seam that would cause a raise in the belt area.
Just a little bit, but you do the double. You run it around twice.
Right.
So you line up the seams.
Gary, we don't quite know yet. I'm hoping to ship out some beta printers right before Christmas.
I'm in. I'll put yours through the paces. I'll tell you that.
So if you want people to sign up for betas, right?
We need to set up a page.
You need to set up a page, or if you want them to email you, you can share. If you go to the private chat, if you want to do it now, it's up to you. You can put your email address in private chat, and I will, and your name and email address, and I will share it out to into regular chat, because I have to copy and paste it into full chat. And if anybody's interested, they can actually go out through that chat, and that will, I'm sure you'll get a couple of beta testers out of that. But I'm sure you're looking for people who know printers.
I'll set up a form real quick, and if you can paste it into your web page, it should just work.
If you send me the link to the form, I'll paste it into the chat as well. We'll get people who are interested to sign up. But make sure you bring the pricing and stuff in there in the form, so people know what options that they choose.
Okay. Michael, should I put my email in the chat?
If you want to, or if you can always, if you want, you can send the stuff to me, and I can basically kind of keep track of it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, Michael's been my business point of contact, because I've been.
I'm sorry.
No. No, I'm not good with marketing and business and stuff like that. I just don't. I own my own business.
Yeah, we're a nerd like me.
Yeah, I own my own business, but it's fixing computers, so it's not marketing printers and stuff like that.
So Printed Solid just announced they bought Elixir and FX brands, colors, and recipes from Polyalchemy, and they will be integrated into the Jesse filament line.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, if you can get the price down on that shit, heck yeah. Not $40 for half a kilogram.
That's a nice idea for a printer.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
No offense, Justin, but that's got as much flex as a tiny belt does.
Oh, I know.
and that's a 3D printed printer.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. Trust me, this is why I'm in a beta.
I'm wondering, here's an idea. On your gantry for the printhead, you have two linear rods at the back there, and it's flexing on those two rods because the rods can bend. If you extend it down and put a third one down there, it stops that kick out.
Okay. Are you talking about for my printer or his printer?
Yours and his, because his as well is the same. The same issue is it's actually held on one plane, right?
Yep.
Right.
If two rods on one plane, they'll have flex. But if you put another one down below it, it actually has more to fight against and would actually give it better rigidity. Like 2 points can wobble on, 3 points gives you strength. So if you extend the mounting unit from the angle is about 45 degrees or so, and you extend it down and put another rod all the way through from side to side through the back, that then gets rid of that. It would actually eliminate some of that flexure on it. You know, the rods are going to have some flexure in them, but it will take that.
The rods. So on the little tiny printers, they really don't move. Like the only way that it happens is like if you're pushing on it, and it moves like what you would expect a 3 millimeter rod that you're bending.
It would move a little bit. Like we've seen it with the tiny one and so on, the tiny belt. When it comes down and touches the part, that flexure. Actually, with the nozzle, when it comes against it, it actually does do this. To the
but
nozzle.
you don't want to home towards the bottom. You want to home towards the top, and then
you're not understanding me. When it's printing, because of the pressure of the extruded material, that would actually cause the head to lift a little bit. And adding that extra rod would actually eliminate some of this flexure.
It's not.
It's worth trying it.
It doesn't really flex that much, but
we can. It would take me 20 minutes to try it with CAD. I could do it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it. It's not a problem. I don't see it being that big of an issue with this guy here, but yeah.
And Justin, we know he needs to fix his. They need to fix their design in the same way because there's a lot of flexure on that arm.
It's all up to what's his face.
I know, yeah. What's his name? Is it Peter?
Adam.
Adam, right. Yeah, but it's similar. I like the design. I like the idea, and the fact that it's mostly 3D printed, which is great. So you can always make your own. And you're going to sell the kit of all the components, and they can 3D print the rest of it, and they can just get the STLs as part of the purchase.
Right.
And you're running Marlin on it, I assume.
Yes.
Are you planning on using what main board are you using?
I'm using the Mark's Gen E3.
Hey Rob, that email that you sent me, is that your PayPal email?
Yes. I'm using the Mark's Gen E3. So yeah, it's got I'm not using the bed output and everything else. We are using the fan to automatically kick on when the hot end gets up to temperature.
Right.
But
you could always add a hot end to heated bed to it if you want to do materials above PLA.
Right.
It should be easy to add a piece of aluminum under the bed, under the print area. It doesn't print on the rollers; it prints after the rollers. Correct.
Correct. It prints in the tensioned area of fabric.
Yeah.
So
So you can always add a bed if you wanted to do like PETG or something on this. You can always add that in there later on.
Absolutely. Yep.
So now that I've upgraded this tiny belt enough, I'm going to attempt to print, and then Friday I get a new belt because he actually sent me a belt, and it was, well, let's just say not usable.
That's the one that was all skewed, right?
Skewed in the same direction?
Yeah. No big deal. It happens. I understand, but...
Yeah, no, I like the idea of that little printer, Rob.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a cool concept that you can do.
I put it on my desk at work.
Yeah.
No, and the fact that it can snap apart, you can just snap it apart and stick it in a filament box or something like that and take it with you.
Right.
So the only thing you need to do is figure out about the belt material to finalize on that.
Finalize on that, yeah, and a couple. Yeah, that's really it. To be honest, Michael and I have been working on a lot lately. We're really, really close.
And how long does it take to put it together?
I'm practiced at it, so it takes me probably about 45 minutes at most.
Okay. And us mere mortals.
Well, I'm about to ship off some to some friends and another one to Michael and stuff like that as kits, and we'll figure out.
I love that definition. I'm going to ship some off to friends and to Michael.
That was not intended like that. But
but yes.
But yes. No. But no. Thank you, old curmudgeon. No, it. I'm guessing probably about an hour or two.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's way less complex than say like a A8 or something like that would take you several hours to put together.
Yeah, the mostly assembled variant, you'll have that up and running in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, the mostly assembled variant, all you're going to have to do is snap the XY gantry in and plug the wires in.
And attach the sequoidal gearbox, but that's just one screw.
The sequoidal gearbox will fit in the shipping box assembled. Okay. Yeah.
So just Mike comes onto the channel often enough. He knows that we're going to give him crap just because we can, because he gives it work anyway, so he can take that. That's what. All right, Mike.
Hold on, I'm making a form right now. So hold on.
Yeah, multitasking.
But is it done yet?
Mike, are you done yet? Come on.
Well, if you guys want, I can get the baby belt printing.
Oh, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't. Michael is like, "Hey, hop in this stream right now." So, I don't have the best camera setup right now. I'm gonna have to like hold it with my hand and make you all nauseous.
Question for you.
Yes.
How do you? What options do you have in there for leveling the bed?
For leveling the bed,
level along one axis, right?
There is no provisions for leveling the bed because it's so small and because it's all 3D printed. It's precise enough. I haven't had any issues leveling the bed. It does have a end stop screw up at the top of the y-axis so you can turn in and out to get the nozzle height right on the bed.
Nice.
But in terms of X gantry leveling, we haven't needed anything for that.
Well, you wouldn't need to. If you can move the nozzle up and down, then that's all you need.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the same thing. As long as the roller is straight, then you shouldn't have a problem with it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it working.
All right, let me bring up Michael's friend Pronterface.
Pronterface is great. I use it all the time. Every time I have to redo E steps, and because every printer I get, I calibrate X, Y, Z, and E steps every single machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do a lot of live unboxings, and I'll unbox it as is. But when I actually want to use it, I calibrate every single axis on the thing.
Oh, absolutely,
So
especially
is my go-to.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to stream this with my messy desk and my camera and everything else. So give me just a second. Let me figure that out.
Approved as requested for.
Oh, that would be you could do that if that performs, you could do what Pooch does, and you could actually make little brackets and just mount it on the wall.
Yep,
put
absolutely.
It underneath it and just print into the tote.
Mm-hmm. So
what are you going to call the printer, by the way? Do you have a name for it?
We have Baby Belt and Belty Jr. are two floating names for it. We haven't figured out which one to use yet.
Baby Belt or Belty Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Belt has more of a ring to it.
Okay. That's what Michael was saying.
It's easier to remember the Baby Belt.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's using hairspray. Was that IPA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me a second.
Filament out of a nice hot end. Got a little metal hot ends.
So everything has to be done through the slicer because it's got no screen.
Yes. It has an SD card slot, so you can put an SD card in it and tell it to print through Pronterface and then unplug it and walk away. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Baby Belt. I agree with you, Louise. Yeah, it's catchier of a name.
Okay.
All right, let's see how this does. I'm going to switch to my camera for. Actually, I have a hotkey. Okay, let's just do this. I'm going to switch to the other camera. There. Sorry for the weird angle.
We're upside down, are we? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at it. He's setting off the tiny belt as well.
Oh, I don't know if it's. The problem is the belt itself may be an issue, but we'll see. Adjusting the motor.
So those little motors is going to be super quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it really makes much noise at all.
No, the most noise it makes is the power supply fan that I'm using right now, which is just an ATX power supply.
Gary said, is the gearbox 3D printed?
Yes, the Secludo gearbox is fully 3D printed. It uses a 608 bearing inside of it, but that's it.
So an A608, and you could make it, and ideally you should, if you're going to print it, do it in PETG, because I do. I've been there's a group of us online who are into printing, and we do robots, and our gear systems we do out of PETG.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So it would be better to do the gears out of PET sheets to make it, because it'd be harder wearing. Like robots like this.
Move exceeds maximum extrusion.
Oh, that's cool. So you do
And
like
these are 3D printed what are called tracks, and then there's servos in the head, and there's servo to open and close here, and the arms are on servos.
That's cool.
But
I do
that has
robotics too, but
yeah, that's got a PETG gearbox.
okay, that makes sense. I actually have just finished printing a couple hours ago the latest files for this baby belt, and I can get the little gearbox parts off and show how they fit together.
Well, you don't have to have it very flexible, because if you want the frame to be rigid, you want so PLA might work for the outer frame, but the gearbox he has this one in PLA, but you can by doing it in PETG, actually the gearbox would hold up better and have more endurance.
Yeah. Now, of course, it's been working fine until just now.
Yeah, that's like never do live streams with animals and babies or 3D printers because they never work. Ask John.
Yeah, it's not homing the y-axis correctly right now using the sensorless end stop. It's just going down and not bumping.
Oh.
Yeah. So give me just a second. I'm working on it. No, that's a strain wave gauge gearbox, Gary.
They're the best. Well, live demos are the best way to have something fail on you, and fail catastrophically.
Any computer presentations, like if you go to DEF CON, there you go. Like, you know, there's a number of issues that you get.
Yep.
I've done a lot of live presentations, and I always came like in most places where you do, if it's a big setup, they have a laptop set up for you. You just plug in your USB stick and so on. I always and we generally use that, but I always carry my copy on my laptop. That if anything goes wrong, I can plug in my laptop to get it working. Because on my laptop, I rehearsed the presentation 20 or 30 times, and I know it off by heart, and I know it worked there, and I know it works with the graphics card, and everything runs smooth. But what they give you, there's God knows what's going to happen. So, yeah, been there, done that.
My mic.
Yeah. So sorry about my.
Okay, no, let me make you full screen actually, if you're ready.
I'm not ready. I'm making everybody sick. Sorry.
I'll come off full screen so that people don't get motion sickness.
Hey, I just sent out a link to the form.
Okay, so if you want to sign up to this, a beta of what did you say we're going to call it?
Baby belt.
Baby belt.
Mm-hmm. And I apologize for my super messy desk.
Oh, you want to see my one?
I've actually been cleaning mine off slowly.
Mine's a disaster right now.
I'm going to do some cleanup over the holidays.
You would.
I need to because I have more stuff coming in and I need to make space.
Nice.
So, guys, I just sent out the link there to the baby belt 3D printers, and to sign up if you're interested, go to the Google form, fill in your details. And remember, there is a fee involved. You have to buy the parts are not free, but check it out if you're interested to help beta test it and give some. I recommend that if you are testing it, to be ready to give creative feedback. Well, I specify that because and I know most of the guys here are not like that, right? But there are people out there who bitch and moan just because they can bitch and moan, right? And this is a beta machine, and it's in development. And if you have input on it, it's better to give creative input, saying, "How about this? How about A, B, C, and D? I had an issue with this. Maybe we could look at doing these other options." Be verbose about your feedback because it helps, rather than just saying it's not working and then leaving it at that, because that's about as useful as a chocolate teapot, right? So don't do that. Give any input that should be helpful and creative and give to make it work, right? That's the whole goal behind it.
Right, absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna change my camera and I'm gonna go get something.
A printer that works.
No, I'm gonna go get. Shane knows.
Sorry, I couldn't. No shot, but I couldn't resist.
So I need an Allen key.
It looks like it's laying down filament, is it?
It is a little bit. Yep. I need to tighten the extruder gear.
You can see that he printed it with the best color.
Yes, I wonder where he got that idea from, Mike. Absolutely no influence here whatsoever, Mike, huh?
Hey,
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to us, Justin?
Go ahead and make me the main person here.
Sorry?
Make me the big screen person.
Okay.
Just
Put in that.
Oh, it's a kitten.
How long do you know me, Justin?
A while, but we never talked about cats.
Okay. I'm allergic to cats. My love, what I like to say about cats is cats would be great on a barbecue with spicy chili sauce.
I'm allergic too. He's a Siberian. It's okay, dude. It's okay.
Cool.
He's low allergen.
Yeah. No, I'm a dog person anyway. I've always been a dog person.
Say meow. And say hi. Oh, fluff boy. What you see? He sees all the stuff that's in my room that he's not allowed to see.
Yeah, keep him out of there because the cat hair gets into will stick to everything.
Yeah.
My problem is I have a bird, and the bird dander gets in all my fans for my printers and clogs it up.
Oh, that sucks. You can get filters that go over the outside, and then you change and you take them off and you change them every now and again. You just hold them on with a bit of tape.
Every now and again would probably be every 3 days.
Okay.
He's a big bird. It's an African gray, so he's not small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm having problems with my Y-homing, so I'm just going to help it a little bit here just for the purpose of getting it going. And it's fighting me, of course. This is really embarrassing. It normally works
okay. We know
way better than this.
It's in development, so that's okay. But we just want to see the new tech, right? And we understand it's in development, right? So we're like, if we want something that's off the shelf, like that works perfectly, we'd go and we'd buy a really expensive printer, right?
Right.
We just like to see the cool stuff that's coming out, so to see where it can go.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, Liam, I'm back. So that kitten is a Siberian. I'm allergic. I'm all that, and a Siberian, very minor issues. Minor, like 10% of what I used to have. So, I'm very happy with his name's Odo.
Odo. All right,
Does that mean he
DS9,
sleeps
huh?
in a bucket?
Yes.
Someone's got a I more for fellow Trekkies.
Yep.
DS9.
Yep. Odo, my buddy. With my kitten. Very content with my kitten. He's a month old. Well, almost a month. Well, no, he's 3 months old.
No, it's made of cloth, actually, Stephen. I believe it's made of cloth, stretched, and the cloth is then embedded with PVA glue. Is that correct?
Yes. Elmer's glue.
Elmer's glue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is PVA glue.
Switch the camera back.
Yeah, doping the surface, because when you're printing with belt printers, I don't know if anybody has the CR30, but the ones they sent out pre-release on Kickstarter worked perfect. The belt was great.
Mm-hmm.
Once they released the Kickstarter, they switched over to a different belt material, which does not work very well at all. And I've heard that they've gotten that fixed, but the nice thing about having a real fabric belt as opposed to like some rubber kind of a thing is the plastic gets to bite into the cloth a bit, which doesn't necessarily mean that your bottom surface will have that texture of the cloth put into it, but that's not really a bad thing. It really increases the bed adhesion.
So you can actually see on mine the belt is not flat, which I don't care. I just want to print something at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are asking about the Seclito gearbox. It's the same thing that Prusa is using on their new extruder for the new printer.
Nice.
But I literally just pulled this off the bed. I'm just going to stick it like right here, not in the way of the printer. You have this, and you have this inside, and you have an eclectic shaft, and it moves this like this, and you get the output off of a disc here that goes to the Z-axis. So it goes like that.
Nice.
I don't know if anybody can actually see what I'm doing, but
yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a 14-to-1 reduction.
It's printing.
It is. It's printing a Benchy.
Mine's printing block.
It's probably a better choice than a Benchy because you don't get that weird overhang in the back.
Yep. Well, this would be the first.
It depends on how you orientate. I saw the Sane Smart that was the Sane Smart belt printer that Joel. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this is off
that's
the
convertible Benchy.
Yeah.
But the Sane Smart printer, when they sliced it on the sample file on their printer, they orientated so the stern port side, which is the back left side of the Benchy, was pointing forward, and it was the first area to be printed because of the angle was less than 45 degrees, so the printer could print it in an almost upright, and it didn't have those overhang issues because as you work away from the stern or the back of the boat forward when you're printing, that big overhang area is now up in the air, but it doesn't matter because you're still printing on a big flat surface out to a point, to the prow of the boat, of the bow.
That makes sense.
So the orientation they put it at actually made it print better.
Does anyone see Mike's face being a duck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Duck, auto duck. Auto duck 3.
But Mike's a quack anyway. I'll bring you down, Mike. I'll put myself up there. It's fine. I don't need to be on screen.
No, you're good.
I'm loud enough that you can all hear me.
I do not need to not have the logo. You know, it's all good. I don't mind it.
Liam, I'm printing as well. If you want to switch.
Yeah, I'm going to switch. I was just about to switch over, and I'll switch between the two of you. There you go.
The problem is you can still see the belt move, but at least it's printing reliably compared to what 3 weeks ago.
So the one thing I want on that printer, you see the where you have the where the belts are attached to that axis.
Yep.
I would make the back of that, was that 2020 or 2040 extrusion?
2060.
Well, what I would do is I would put a set of wheels on top and on the bottom, and I would join the top plate and the bottom plate as one with 2 sets of wheels, and that would take a lot of that flexure out of that.
Yeah. We'll see.
Because if you do that, so there's a plate on the bottom moving on top, and sandwiched between the two of them is you have 2 sets of wheels. At the top of the 2060 and at the bottom. So it's held in 4 locations, top and bottom, but it's held over a larger area that there's less chance of this.
So with all the upgrades, it actually looks pretty good. Besides the first layout, it's going to be crap, but the rest of the layers actually look pretty good.
Yeah.
I am intentionally over extruding, but.
But does it make sense what I'm saying about the that axis?
The problem is he's one guy and he does not have the time to redevelop the printer and build them. And
I understand, but I'm just saying that would remove a lot of the flexure on that arm, which is similar to what I described on putting the extra rod on the other printer.
Watching the arm move while I'm printing, there's no Z flex and up and down flex yet. We'll see. I'll print something bigger someday and we'll find out. But, I mean, external printers, 20 millimeters a second, they're not going to be that much flex.
Yeah, but still, but you see my point?
Oh, yeah.
Because the more rigid the environment is, the better the better the quality is going to be because there's going to be there's less chance of flex.
I know.
And like all of the high end machines
Right.
are good quality, like the Vorons. You have a Voron, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
it's all based on the rigidity of the frame, giving you and
This will be
alignment of everything to give you the
this
best
will-
quality, right?
This will be at most a $500 printer if the Kickstarter succeeds.
I understand that, but I'm just saying
I know.
those changes make a difference.
I know.
And it's not a hard mod because all those bolts that are holding in the wheels, all you do is you put an off stand in between them. That's all you have to do to link to the bottom set of wheels.
Yeah. So
I gotta hop off real quick. I'll be back.
All right, Mike.
enjoy the fall. We'll see you after you land.
Yep, bye.
So let me say this: it is very. So there's some parts that need heat certs.
Yeah,
Just the holes need to be redesigned for heat certs.
Yeah.
It probably won't happen.
Rob, do you have a leak at the top of your hot end?
It looks like I do, actually.
Oh, he's pulling a Justin with that, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I totally am. I should probably fix that next print.
I need to change my.
Yeah, you trim off the board and reseal them hot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just got it out of the bag and slapped it on there.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you have to do it at 230.
Where's my?
If you do it cold, there's going to be because you need to melt a small bit at the end of the PTFE to fuse with that nozzle a little bit to create a seal.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely, I'm going to get some under extrusion because of that.
Well, you may not get under extrusion, but you may get it's heading for a failure at some point. You should get it tweezers and peel it off. It's still hot, so it should come off easy.
Yep. Let me look around for.
The last thing you want is a fire.
Well, I doubt it's going to cause a fire, but yeah, it's.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is and hopefully not, because then you'd have streams like John, and we're not going to do that, right?
I'm missing something
John.
here.
No,
I don't
know John.
know
Do you?
No.
Tripod's Garage. Yeah, he's got a history of printers catching on fire in him.
I've got history of one doing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
I
his
have
logo. We should check out his channel. His
stickers.
channel is great. Tripod's
Okay.
Garage is a great channel, right? Well, all the guys that come in here that have channels, they have really good channels. But the Tripod, if you go back to his historic, he's got a. Are you showing it upside down for Kieran so he can see it upside down?
Yeah.
Kieran's in Australia.
So, I'm gonna share my screen once sec. So you guys saw my logo. I have two actually. So go ahead and share my screen when you have a sec. Yep. So that is my round logo. Stickers will be coming in and sent out to everybody.
Okay.
And then
Everybody except me. Wait for it.
Yep.
Go on.
and this one is the other logo. That's my larger logo. There's a theme there. I wonder what.
Yeah.
Where's that? What's this?
Yeah.
Yep. So I finally, after years,
You should put text underneath it that says sponsored by Tripod.
Right. That'd be funny. Oh.
So, Rob, I can see that you have a Menards near you.
Yep.
Yep.
I have a set of Allen sets like that.
Mhm.
I don't like those handles.
Yeah, when I got these from Do It 3D, like
There you go. Tripod agrees with me. That would be his thing.
like these things, like they're like $40. Like these are like the best Allen keys that I've ever gotten. Like Zach asked there, like he got a set of them, and he was like, "These are awesome."
Yeah, Tim has a set as well.
Yeah. Oh, this is how I got them.
I don't like the handles on these, and they slip a little bit too if you're not careful.
Yeah. The smallest one is the right size for the set screws on a lot of hot ends, and even full of plastic, I'm able to pull them out with this thing. It's
wow.
These things are just insane.
They're both printing really well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the full screen. I want to see those prints up close. That's doing okay, actually.
Yeah.
Mine's
You can see the bed is flexing ever so slightly, and that's because I don't have the bed tensioned very tight right now.
And you'll
Because I
be
just rebuilt it.
Do it too.
Yeah. And Justin has the same problem with his. That's why he's putting a new belt.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually tried to fix it, and it just kept getting worse. So.
Well, that's taking a line out of Llama's book, isn't it? Fixed till it's properly broken.
Right.
Yeah.
He just wants to skip the scroll and go straight to the fire. Yeah. There, you all know the biggest thing about electronics is to keep the magic blue smoke inside. The moment you leave it out, it stops working, right?
Yep.
Right. Now, I've actually gotten to 3D printing through robotics
Nice.
and electronics. So I've built a couple bots myself too. So
there's an Astromech group. You should look into those if you want to build bigger stuff. They do full size R2D2s, and all the servos all work, like all the parts move, and the flaps and the panels on his head open and close, and really advanced stuff. But it's really cool, and they have the full designs, and it's open source, so they release code to each other, and they share it amongst each other, right? So once you join the group, you have access to stuff.
that's cool. Is it autonomous or remote controlled?
It's RC.
Okay.
So now that I'm cooling properly.
I think the pink ooze will cause problems when it reaches the bed, Kieran. Yes,
It
at
will.
some point.
Yes. So it will cause issues with the print. It'll jam the motion of the system.
Yeah. Well, it will actually affect the bottom layer. Is what it will do, because it's going to droop onto the bed. So it will really only affect the bottom layer, or the bottom one or two layers, as long as there's not causing under extrusion.
Right, which it is slightly.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Just barely. The infill looks a little webby, but that's it.
You can fix that by upping the feed rate by a few percent, by 5% or something.
Yep, but I don't know if I don't think I can do that in Prana Face while it's printing.
You might be able to. Just ask Llama.
I may have to pause it and send a G-code command, but I'm not sure exactly what that G-code command would be off the top of my head.
Let me check if you can do it while it's happening.
This is the longest print I've had on this printer. It's costing me an extra $150 to get it to this level, but if that's what it takes to make this thing worth a crap,
Oh, there's a good idea. Kieran says you could make it an undocumented feature to improve first layer adhesion.
Actually,
we ooze out material elsewhere to pre-prep the bed.
Actually, I don't have a problem with belt adhesion right now. I need to re-glue this bed. Actually, I've printed a couple days ago and had the nozzle too low to the bed, and I went to eject a little tree frog, and it made it a 2-part tree frog when it got to the end of the bed. Because the nozzle was too low, so it got too much of the bed in there.
How do you eject the part at the end of when it reaches the edge of the bed?
I don't have a scraper on it yet, but they pretty much fall off when they get to the end.
Okay.
I just need to, just put a little part on the end that'll scrape it to keep it from coming under.
A flat panel with an edge on it, yeah.
Yep.
I can't believe I'm actually printing with this thing. I'm surprised as hell.
It's printing okay, Justin.
Well, I have a connection issue with my print fan. I'm also using a 4010 print fan instead of a 5015. Working on a mod for that. I'd rather have airflow at that point. And of course, the belt not being perfect is causing its own issues. But halfway through some of the layers are not perfect because there was no cooling. But
Like, I'm wondering, like, do you know the way you adjust the tension on that belt?
right now,
My question is,
sucks.
would it not make more sense to spring mount it so you just pop the belt on and it automatically pushes out and
Yeah.
it's tense and that's it?
Yeah, but no, it's right now it's tighten the bed all the way down. Get the put your belt on and pull each side so it's taut. Of course, you're guessing at that point. You have no way to test tension. And then loosen the bed until you have the right amount of pressure, and then run the belt 100 times around the bed and get it to go flat, because it's not going to be flat that first time. We'll see how the new belt does, but it's not bad. There is a lot of light on it, but there's not much I can do about that. Well, maybe I can.
Well, you're using white material, so it does.
I'm using yellow, actually.
Well, again, a bright material is going to be notoriously reflective anyway. So
yeah, it's not a great angle. I'm trying. Let's see, but I'm printing. I had to switch to a micro Swiss. I hate PTFE lined hot ends. They're too much of a pain. Yeah,
I'm wondering if on your one, Rob, I wonder if you could I haven't tried this, but I wonder if you can send an M221 and increase your flow rate. So it'd be M221 space percentage would be like 105.
Okay.
And it's E1 is the extruder, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, then E1 after that. And so the M221 is your flow rate, and then you said the percentage number is you want to increase it to, and then and then after that your index item is your extruder number.
Okay, so I see. Yeah,
I don't know.
I've
never tried it, but I don't know. I think it might work.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Marlin G code documentation. I think I want M221S like 105.
Yeah, S1. That's speed, right? So they get like for normal. So your S would be the speed. You're doing it at 105% or whatever you want to set it to, and then and then it's T, and it'd be T1, which would be extruder number 1.
Okay.
Because I believe you are T1, not T0, correct?
T0, because it's a single head print.
Okay,
and
T0. Some printers do T1, T2. Some do T0, T1, depending on how it was built. Yeah, okay. Then
that
T0.
makes sense.
Mike won't be able to jump back in.
All good.
Oops.
So let's go back over and see how your print is working.
Sure.
That ooze has not got any worse, really.
No, not really. I think you're right. Again, I feel bad about my messy desk, but
as I said, you haven't seen out there. My place is always a mess.
Makers have messy desks.
Creative minds have messy desks, is what they say, isn't it?
Right?
Yes.
What's that?
That was my bird. Like I said,
what?
I have a parrot.
Okay.
Yep. And he hates it when I wear headphones because he knows that I don't pay attention to him then. So
they're smart birds.
Oh, they really are. He's a hoot. He'll do things like he'll trick you. Like you'll put something in the microwave and walk away, and he'll do the microwave beeps like 30 seconds later, and then you go to check the microwave and he'll laugh at you.
That's funny. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I found a model for a 5015 fan to a 4010. That's going to get printed.
On a different printer.
Oh, of course. But no, I'm going to print that so I can drop a Mechatronics 24 volt on there and blow some serious air, because 4010 ain't doing the trick.
What speed are you printing at, Rob?
I'd have to check. I think about 20 millimeters a second at 0.2 layer height. So it's not a blazingly fast printer.
Belt printers
Well, it
won't
doesn't
be
need to
until
be
they figure
because
out the first layer.
Yeah.
yeah,
'Cause
once you're laying the layer down that touches the bed, you
Mhm.
have to print that layer slow.
Hmm.
But Kurimoto, the web-based slicer, allows you to set that first only strip at a different speed than the other non-belt perimeters.
Kurimoto has a lot of nice functionality.
Yeah. I need to start using it, but
I haven't looked at Super Slicer. I think you can do that in Super Slicer as well.
Well, I like Kurimoto because Stuart modified it for me for my tool changing belt printer.
Right.
So that's the only.
You got a tool changer belt printer?
I have a tool changing belt printer. It's the only one I know that exists.
Nice.
Oh, we'd
Yeah.
love to see that one.
It's on the other end of the room, up on top. I can't get a good camera angle of it. I'll just try picking up the camera and seeing if you guys can see
Well,
it.
you can do it some other. You don't have to do it now. We can do it some other time.
Yeah, but it's that guy up there with the red lights on it.
Interesting.
That I'd like to see too.
Okay.
That's an interesting idea.
Well, some other time I can get a laptop with a tripod and do this proper. When
Right.
it's not like, hey, hop on in 3 minutes.
Well, I'm okay. I'm on here. I do live streams pretty much every Wednesday. A hangout like this.
Unfortunately, I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, and fortunate for me, Justin can't be on most of them.
Hey, you started when I'm still at work, so
Yeah. So no, but the I do hangouts here every Wednesday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm in Michigan.
Okay.
And where are you based, Rob?
I'm in Virginia.
Okay.
you're over near Zach.
Yeah, Jack is in that area, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Zach's in Newport News. I'm a couple hours north in a place called the Northern Neck, which is right near the Potomac.
Okay. So if you want to come on and show that stuff here,
Sure.
we're all about this stuff, right? Like last week, last week on the With Tim stream, which is on a Sunday, Zach and Shane helped him fix his clipper install, right?
Oh, cool.
And we have had people come on here who have problems with printers. It's not common, but it does happen, and we spend time with them and help them fix it if we can. But out beyond that, we talk about technology. We show off stuff we're working on. It's all about sharing. So, like, I'd like to see this other stuff, that other tool changer. How many tool options has it got? 2?
Just 2. Yep.
So it's filament 1 or filament 2, right?
Yep. It's using Clipper with the ramps board. It's based on the Piper Infinity by Alex Blanco. I don't know if you're familiar with the Piper series.
No, I don't know that one.
Okay. But I make tool changers for Alex's Piper series printers, and he challenged me to make one for a belt printer, so I did it.
Well, it wasn't that same. The same thing happened with Isaac Newton. The same thing happened with him, right? He was challenged to explain the motion of the planets, so he invented calculus. That's how calculus came about. It was a dare.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Yeah. He invented calculus. Was invented to explain planetary motion, and it was actually a friend of his kind of dared him to explain the motion of all the planets. So he invented calculus, and it's still used today for that very purpose. Yeah. So the thing that Neil deGrasse Tyson likes to say about him. I'm a science nerd, so by the way. But the thing that you can't tell. But Neil deGrasse Tyson says he invented the laws of motion. He created the understanding, the basic understanding of gravity at their time, right? He explained the planetary motion, and then he turned 26. So, and that's pretty good description of him, because that's what he did, right? He published Principia Mathematica, the principles of mathematics, before he turned 26 years old.
Wow.
And he was a serious scientist. So, and he was super creative. Like, he explained light diffraction, and the color that light was made up of multiple colors. White light was multiple colors, and all this kind of stuff. So, And all of that happened before he turned 26.
Wow.
Yeah. So, so it's all about, and we're all about being creative and showing stuff and coming up with ideas and giving each other a hard time. Especially Michael and Llama and all those, we give them a really hard time all the time. But
Well, Llama gets a hard time just because he's Llama.
Well, Llama gets a hard time because he gives it too. So if you can't, and he does give it well, and he takes it well, so that's okay, right? You don't dish it out if you can't take it, right?
Absolutely.
But it's all about it's the fun side of it. And then what I also do is on weekends, then I do if I have stuff, if I have new equipment, I do live unboxings on weekends when I have it. So I have one this weekend. I have a laser to unbox this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's the L1 from our tour. It's a small. This is a small one. I've done their bigger one before. This one only does about the size of an A4 sheet of paper.
Wow.
But it's a nice little laser.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it.
So the center of the bed for this printer is at 65. I have it set to 70, and the edge 55. So I've got to run up the temp to keep the edge hot enough to let PLA stick to the belt, which also has a Vision Miner Nano on it. So I'm promoting what I can to keep this thing going. But hey, at least it's printing.
Well, this is really cool stuff, guys.
Right, we got belt printers printing. 2 belt printers on a stream.
2 belt printers printing. Yeah, that's good. So your printer, Rob, yours is still going. It's going and it's going fine. It's sticking.
There's actually 3.
And then we have Justin, and it's printing fine. And then we have another CR30 over there.
Yeah, and that one's actually printing some code that I just got finished working on today from the Raspberry Pi that AutoDrop was talking about. That's actually printing right now, the part.
We're testing it out. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've been going for 3.5 hours. And it's 10:30 here. So I think I may wrap things up. So guys, check out Rob's printer. The link is in chat if you want to check it out. And there's a sign-up page there. Do you have a website, Rob? No?
I do, but it doesn't have Belty Junior or Baby Belt on it.
Okay.
It just has my other printers, like my tool changers and stuff like that on it.
Well, if you want to type that into private chat, and I will share it out to everybody.
Sure.
So people can check it out. And then when you get time, you can put up Belty Junior under. Or Baby Belt, sorry.
That's all right.
And the link, I did publish the link a while ago to if you want to sign up to get a beta version of this, so you can build a machine. You can. Mike set up a Google form, so you can go through that.
Okay. There's my, I just put my,
okay.
Yeah.
Copy. And then go out here to regular chat.
I need to update it.
Oh, that's fine. So that's to Rob's page. And I'm sure Justin will be back next week if he can to show us the next install.
Yeah, we'll see. Depends on how the belt goes on Friday.
Yeah. And what else? Anything? Does anybody have? Let's start with Rob because he came in with his printer and then his new printer. So Rob, any closing statements? Anything you want to say about it, or anything you want to?
No, I really want to thank the whole community, the printing community. You guys are awesome that we do streams and we can collaborate and do printers and stuff like that. It's so much fun.
It is. That's why I love 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
Justin.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'll go eat some turkey, eat some tofurkey, eat some tofu, eat some whatever you damn well please. I don't care.
Fake turkey, furkey.
Yeah, whatever. 3D print a turkey, something. Do something that has some kind of an idea of a turkey. And hopefully this piece of crap will finish printing. If it does, it'll be the first official print that I've done on this printer.
Cool.
So I'll let it print. It'll probably, screw up, but, worth a shot.
Cool. Shane?
It's been a wonderful time off.
Have you gotten a job yet?
I got interviews on Monday, so. Yeah, I don't really have anything.
Okay.
I can
guys,
plug my Twitter. You know, Otter's Danger Den.
did you paste it into the chat?
Yeah, it's Otter's Danger Den on Twitter.
Otter Danger Den. Okay, guys, check out his Twitter. Follow him, please.
Unfollow you now.
Yeah, unfollow him. You know, dislike him. You know,
Yeah. And if you haven't already liked and followed my channel, please do so. I believe most of you who are on have already done so. But keep up to date with Rob about changes to this. And if you are, remember I shared the link a while ago. I'll actually do it again just in case. There is a Google form that Mike Autodrop created. That if you're interested in signing up for a beta a copy of this, because they'll be sending out a few. The link, the form is just there for Rob's belt printer, and have fun with it and give creative input and try and get it ready so he can start shipping this thing, because it looks like it's cool. You can 3D print a printer.
Yeah.
You need a printer in the first place, but you can 3D print a printer, right?
You don't need a printer.
You don't. You can buy the parts. Yeah, you can buy the pre-assembled and stuff as well. But still, it's kind of cool. You can 3D print a printer, right? That's the thing we all love about 3D printing. So, right, guys, I think that's it for us. I think we can say happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the US, and good day, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. I hope you had fun. It was cool to see new technology.
Don't get too drunk with your family tomorrow.
And yeah, don't get too drunk. I don't drink, so it doesn't matter.
Family.
But yeah, I'm not Irish. I have to drink on the plane so I can pass the blood alcohol test going through immigration.
Perfect.
But but guys, have fun and have a good holidays. Those of you who are in the US, and remember, guys, why buy it when you can make it?
Right.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
See you guys.